Hello, and thank you for tuning in to our Dungeons and Dragons adventure. I have been a little slow with updating these videos. Life got in the way, school, etc. But I'm going to try to get the last 3 weeks up as quickly as possible. So, to shortly recap, we suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of a giant baby. Baby? Babby. Our friend Fargus fell in combat, rest in peace, homie, and our good boy Yarick sold his soul for eternal servitude to the angel, demon, infernal Zariel to resurrect Fargus. So after this tragic parting, we found ourselves prepared to enter the gates of Barovia and unlock the mysteries that lay on the other side. One thing's for certain, though. Stay away from the wheat fields. So as always, if you enjoy our videos, make sure you like. That helps us out a lot more than you know. And of course, subscribe and hit that little bell notification so you'll be updated the next time I post one of these. So without further ado, enjoy the show.
I can't hear you, Wells.
How can you not hear me? Can you not hear me? I'm holding the button in Discord.
Now we can hear you. Now we can hear you. Now we can hear you.
So it's a bug. You can only hear me when Discord is up. That's so weird.
Oh, it's not a bug, it's a feature.
What? I've never had that issue before.
Really? Because yeah, that's something that I've encountered a couple times.
Should we go?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
In search of followers, bigfollowers.com. Hey, Google left, fuck yourself. What's up, Filbert? What's up, Filbert? We got the spam bots in here, that's right. The Illuminati.
No one tell them.
No one tell me fucking what?
That we can hear everything you're saying to your chat.
You can hear it now?
Yeah.
Why can you hear it?
I don't know.
Oh, what did I miss?
Push to talk is still on! What is going on with Discord?
Oh,
Forced from the game.
Oh man, I'm so mad.
I want to know the secrets.
No one tell Joe what's going on.
Yep.
All right.
Tell you what's going on. I'm
can I get
pissed.
some
That's
con
what's
space
going on.
real quick?
Sorry. What?
As for Constitution saving throws.
Oh.
What if I say no?
Excuse me? Your Constitution
Roll it
saving
again
throw?
with
We
this
just
guy.
started.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I
You
did it.
better be.
I did it.
You better be
He's
kidding.
gonna outright kill us at the start of the session. It's like, actually, guys, I have to go to bed, so I'm just gonna kill your characters. So.
Good luck.
Oh my god, you better
DC
not.
30. I hope one of you can survive if you cooperate.
Can you hear me, guys?
All right,
Can you guys hear me?
Stop my music here.
Can you hear me?
All right. Well, if we are ready to go,
Oh, I'm getting so mad.
we'll roll on. Or do we still have to
Okay, glad. Well, I think we're good to go.
wait?
I think.
I just didn't know if
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. All right. So, if anybody wants to fill us in, and everyone watching right now, what happened last time? Nobody wants to. That's fine.
Sure, I can.
Yeah, I was literally just about to do it, but you go ahead.
Okay. So, as we entered the creepy basement to find the source of the chanting, we were approached by 12 shadowy figures who flitted around the room amongst themselves. Quickly after that, we heard the cry of a baby growing deeper and darker and more twisted, and then rising from a rubbish pit of bones and sinew and rotting garbage emerged a giant plant-like baby monster who proceeded to attack us. We realized its weak spot, the altar and the dais in the center, and began attacking it. But even though we were close to slaying it, our efforts were in vain. Killing and knocking us out, one by one, we all fell to the beast's wrath. The last among us, Fargus, fought valiantly to save his comrades and slay the beast, but his efforts were in vain. with his skull being crushed by the bony appendages of the plant man. After that, we found ourselves bruised and bloody and unconscious, rising on the road outside of a rusted caravan. Realizing what had happened to Fargus, our brave lizard man Yarick sold his soul to Zariel. In exchange for an eternity of servitude in the 9 hells, she would return Fargus, the dwarf, to life. Yarick burst into flames, screaming as his flesh disintegrated to ash, and then, as if by magic, in a burst of light, Fargus stood there, confused and dazed.
Don't
My
you be
mic is a
dazed
little
and
low.
confused?
Hold on.
You ruined it. No inspiration.
I will give you inspiration.
What did I ruin? What did I do?
It's dazed and confused, not confused and dazed.
Oh, fuck off!
I loved it. Thank you. That was beautiful. All right. So with that lovely
Okay, it might be
recap,
my input volume. It's just my
we
PC's
again
been being so weird
come
about
back
my mic.
and
Hold on.
return to the mists. All right. So as the camera kind of pans in, we get this, sort of like this recap.
How's their volume?
As
Good?
we, the audience, kind of sees the events of what happened last time, we actually start in a totally different location, a totally different person as the main focus. We see actually
Let's see how it is now. Okay, this is probably better.
Crossing the stormy shores is a fairly large galley, multiple stories, looks to be almost like a trading vessel. We see some crew going back and forth. They look to be hauling bits of rope. There's people, going from here and there.
Okay, I'm just testing to see. Okay, it's peaking a little bit. I need to drop it down now.
To a port. As this is happening, the camera focuses on a young man who's actually in the crow's nest, basically the top part of the mast of this large ship. So the person kind of is on lookout. As they're slowly descending, and the camera gets a better view as it's it's kind of dialed in and gets closer and closer to this individual. What do we see as the camera gets closer?
We see a sprightly
his new character.
19-year-old with black hair and green eyes. The ship is damaged, and it's clearly been in some sort of scuffle as they head back
I'm glad
to the port in hopes of getting supplies to repair the ship. As we approach Waterdeep, the ship gets closer. You know what, Horse? The ship rocks. Okay, it's just a little damaged. Okay, bully.
Hey, what's up, Lucas?
Anyway, I look excitedly towards the shore because I've been up in this crow's nest all day, and I'm starting to get blisters from the sun. It's rough. It's a rough life, let me tell you, being out on the water.
Okay, yeah, and with that, we see this young man with this black hair and green eyes start, climbing down basically this ladder and rope setup. And we see again these folks kind of coming back and forth. Clearly, there's definitely a bit of energy as the waves are kind of splashing against this massive ship. The camera kind of pulls to the side, and we could see that there is some damage on the sides. Clearly, there was some sort of firefight, some sort of damage, whether it be a major or not. And as the camera, kind of like we get a little bit like this fast forward of kind of events as the ship kind of eventually docks, and we see what appears to be the captain of the ship talking to this young man, and almost kind of pointing to a wooded forest. They're docked not exactly at the major city. They were unable to do so due to the damage of the ship, but towards one of the smaller docks to the south of it. Towards the south of this major city, there's some fairly heavy woods and logging, and there's clearly this sort of business towards ship repair and building of ships. You name it, anything about the mariner's life is in this area.
A mariner's life for me.
Looks to be a fairly older man, talking to this 19-year-old boy and pointing towards a small logging.
Problematic age gap already.
And with that, the camera again, fast forwards, and we see this young man approach this camp. And with that, as the sun's slowly beginning to set, and it's kind of that twilight, that just before the sun sets,
we updated our spells. He's now introducing
you see
Snake's new character.
Basically, we the audience
sold his
see
soul last week.
This young man approach this camp. and there's
Bad break.
people kind of leaving and kind of finishing up shop. And there's a few folks in brightly colored clothes kind of walk past as they do a little wink. And they leave and walk towards a small caravan of brightly colored wagons.
Uh-oh.
And with that, let us focus back onto this young
You're
man.
about to get taken to Barovia, bro! Do not trust the caravan. They are gonna give you a throbbing fog. The old throbbing fog.
Oh, what's that? I heard a voice in the mist say, "Trust the fog." So I think I'm gonna trust the fog.
No, I said the opposite. I said do not trust the fog.
I just heard it again. It said, "Trust the fog." That's crazy.
Whatever you do, do not piss on the fog.
No, you're mishearing. It says trust the frog.
The frog.
The frog, that's right. Trust the frog. It's my familiar. Okay, so what classes are...
The frog is telling me to trust the fog.
Yeah,
okay,
my
sorry,
sister
no.
is Layden.
You're
She's
good.
a half-elf druid.
we see this young man
Fargus is a
approach
dwarf
this,
artificer. I am a tiefling, of course, because I'm always a tiefling.
just
I
about
fucking
to
love
kinda
tieflings.
finish
I'm a
up the day.
tiefling shadow sorcerer.
And you see
and I don't know what Yarick is. We're
some
going to
older
change his name
folks,
when we
you
find
see
his new
some
character.
humans, there's a few tieflings walking about. And again, it's a fairly run-of-the-mill, nothing.
That's right, my people!
And as you approach, what does this young man do?
Nothing but
see
respect for
this
tieflings.
older, human
Us
kind of
tieflings
walk
have been
towards you
oppressed
and
for
say,
way too long just
what
because
do
of
you
our
need, lad? We're
association with
almost done for the
infernal
day."
beings.
I need a
Listen,
decent amount of
we're
lumber.
Cool. We're awesome. Tieflings are great.
I
We
got a
tails, we
ship
got devil
about 2
horns,
days away.
we
in
got
a
cool
port near
eyes,
Waterdeep
we got
that's
purple
pretty
skin,
beat
the
up.
ladies are
I'm gonna
sexy,
need
you know,
about
all of that. Great shit. And everyone's
200
like,
pounds of
oh,
wood,
you
I
were
think.
spawned from the devils.
That's a
Ooh, you
tall
have
order.
ties to
And he looks
infernal
over at you and
beings.
says,
We
"Well,
can't
you're at
trust
the,
you.
the right
You gotta
place."
leave this
As again,
this
you
city
see a
just
few
because
of
the
these
devil
folks. Most of the
physically
people
brought it
working
down
around
into
this area
Avernus.
seem to be not
fucked up.
necessarily elderly, but definitely a little bit older.
Druids, like think of a druid from
As they're
WoW,
finishing
and
up,
that's what the
you know,
druids like
writing
in here.
books and moving some papers.
They can
about
transform,
this small
nature
camp.
spells,
He
healing,
says,
stuff like that.
"Well, how do you plan to haul all this? I only see yourself, and it doesn't look like you have anyone with you."
How you
I
gonna
mean, do you
haul?
have all the wood ready? Like,
I mean, and he kind of like gestures behind him, and as you like look past this kind of forward kind of setup, clearly almost like a makeshift office, as it were, you can see that there's bundles of wood from different sizes and varieties, from like huge planks from pre-cut. There's some
You gotta
logs
find a way to bring,
that haven't been touched
bring
yet,
the
that
new
have just
character
recently been cut down. And he says, 200 pounds? Yeah, we can make that work. We got at least a couple hundred ready to go for you.
okay, well, I take out a big purse full of gold.
His eyes open a bit.
Yeah, and like my captain gave me this, and I'm gonna stay here for the night if you don't mind. But first light, I'm gonna head as fast as I can back to the ship, get some of my crewmates, and we'll come right back with wagons. I'll pay you half in advance.
Seems fair. And as you say you're going to stay the night, he kind of motions you towards a little bit southwards of where you're located right now, towards this small wagon train. It looks like most of the folks are kind of leaving, but there's a few kind of staying back.
No.
And says, we don't really have any
Don't do it.
accommodations or anything, but if you want to pull up a bedroll or maybe talk to some of these fine folks, I know, and he kind of points to one of the wagons. I know that one's actually, you can pay them to almost rent out the wagon. It's like a room on wheels, as it were.
Oh, how handy!
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen them. I recognize some of these wagons. They go up and down the coast. They trade a little bit. They do some stuff. I've seen them.
exactly, yeah. So please, if you want to talk to them, I mean, we're not necessarily affiliated, but they seem like nice enough sorts.
Totally. Thank you.
Of course. And he takes do you hand him half the gold?
Yeah, I hand them about 13 gold pieces.
Yeah, he looks at it, kind of weighs it, walks over to an elderly tiefling woman and hands the gold. She kind of looks at it and nods, and she's kind of like putting into like this small basic till, kind of like to sort through the gold as they're finishing up for the day.
Hey!
Yeah, and with that, he kind of nods and says,
Thank you for the bits,
We'll
Greyhound.
have the lumber for you right at first dawn. Some of the young lads will get that ready for you.
Appreciate that. I head over to the wagon train.
Okay, yeah, and you approach this wagon train. There's 3 wagons there, and they're beautiful colors from this bright, vibrant reds, and some of them have kind of gold filigree.
Shifty, I don't think Shifty
you can
Jack's
clearly
here. I
tell
haven't
that
seen
these
him.
are. And there's been a lot of time putting into painting these and making them beautiful. There's some of these fine silks kind of draping off some of them. A few folks are kind of sitting down. There's a fire roaring. It's not massive by any stretch of the imagination. And there's you see 6 folks of, middle-aged to maybe maybe your age, maybe a little older, all human, a mix of all genders there as well, just sitting relaxing.
All right. Hey, Al. Maybe you saw me a week back. We were about, I think, 75 miles south of where we are now on the coast. We came in. We were hauling spices and some other goods, and I wink to see if they catch my drift.
One of them does.
And
What, Fizz Tech?
what?
That was the drug from Elder Scrolls. I was kidding.
Okay.
Fizz Tech.
Well, your reference is lost upon me, so thank you.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, I'd like to rent a room for the night, if you don't mind.
Yeah, and so basically this older, basically this elderly woman kind of like walks forward, and she's the one that kind of like winks at you and says, "Oh, well, it's nice to see you once more." And she chuckles a bit. She's got like a mug of wine, like filled to the brim, and like on her waist she has like a couple of like wine flasks, and clearly like she's having a good time. And she looks at you and says, "Well, if you want to rent our common room,"
he should be suspicious when she said it again.
And she kind of like smacks the side of it and rattles a bit. Some of the paint chips off. It's clearly like it looks nice, but it's probably not. But she looks at you and kind of looks you up and down a little bit, and then looks at the carriage and says, "About 2 gold."
Uh-oh.
I think I'm overpaying a little bit, but I like you people, so I'll do
Air
that.
disconnected.
1 gold.
Oh, okay. I was gonna agree to 2, but 1 gold is fine.
I know
And
the Jack's messed
she
up.
chuckles and gives you some wine.
There
like,
she is.
Immediately.
All right.
There she is. She's coming
She
back.
says, "I jest. It's just funny. I'd like to see if I could get gold immediately."
Well, thank you for your hospitality.
Please, if you need anything else, we're going to be sitting up a bit and eventually get some sleep.
Awesome. Well, I just hop in the carriage and I drink the wine and I'm going to bed because I gotta get up early to start heading back.
Of course, yeah. The wine is nothing special. It tastes good, but it's nothing like fancy or crappy or anything like that.
Just some 2-buck chuck, yeah.
Yeah, just
Roll perception. Roll Arcana on the wine.
Yeah, I would if I didn't dump intelligence.
It's
yeah,
a nice
and so with
bed
that,
wine. Hashtag bed wine.
you wake
That's
up
right.
at first dawn, like you've
It's
been
got
used to doing
wyvern
before,
blood in it.
kind of
He's
getting ready to
fucked.
go on for the day. And it's pretty cold. You wake up, where you're in, it's you have some blankets. It's kind of thrown together. It's really not like anything special. It's just basically an empty carriage that they have some pillows and blankets and kind of the leftover stuff. But you wake up and yeah, there's this pretty pronounced like cold that you just feel and just kind of chilling you to the bone. It's a little strange for this time of year.
Yeah, I open the door and I see what's up.
Good.
Like maybe like there was like a heavy dew or something, and like it's the cold from the moisture. I don't know.
Yeah, so you open up the door and
It's not.
it's kind of like that dew, kind of like the witness about. And as you are kind of exiting this carriage, you don't see anybody. And also the carriage it's the only one that's left. The campfire is smoldering, just about to kind of go out. There's a little bit of flame in there. And as you look past and kind of beyond you to the north to where this small logging company is, you can't even see it. You can almost see like the very faint outlines just poking out of this heavy set mist.
Well, first of all, since I do like these people, but I don't trust them as far as I can throw any of them, and my strength score isn't very high, so I can't throw them very far. So I check my belongings. Do I still have all my belongings?
You still do. Yeah,
Okay.
Nothing's been taken.
All right, I'm like, okay. I step outside, I put on my backpack, and I start walking into the mist. I'm like going to the logging company. I'm like, okay, where is everybody? Like, I need I need to make sure like I got this bill of sale, that like I get proof that we do this, so I don't come back to the captain empty-handed. So I start walking into the
Smart.
mast.
Make me a perception check.
Oh no, not Yarg. I don't do that anymore.
No.
R.I.P.
Ouch.
What?
Okay.
What's your new name?
Ruiz.
Okay, Luis.
All right. Yeah. So you're approaching this logging camp, and what's weird is that you were only about a 5-minute walk, but you feel like you've been walking for about 15, 20 minutes or so. But the image is about the same from when you started.
I turn around and I start walking backwards to see if I can find the wagon, because this is kind of fucking weird. What's going on?
You turn around and you can't see the wagon anymore.
I'm like, okay. I start to panic a little bit. I'm like, okay, this isn't funny. Someone's playing a divine joke. You better stop.
Make me another perception check, please.
In Barovia, joke is you.
So as you're walking and you're kind of freaking about a bit, you hear some like crunching below you. So as you're walking, you can feel like stepping on like almost vines and twigs. But this doesn't make sense since you were not even close to any. The path that you were walking on was, getting close to the shoreline. Obviously, there's trees way off in the distance, but this place was cleared out. It's closer to like gravel or maybe even sand in some parts because of how close to the shore. But as you're walking, you can tell that feels like you're walking like in the middle of the woods.
All right. I'm in panic time. I start breaking onto a sprint, and I'm just like, okay. I gotta get somewhere where I can see, so I can figure out what's what. I do have some navigation tools, so I can figure out, but I just need to be able to see. So I just start running.
Yeah, and as you're running, you can start feeling like your ability to see further. It's like everything's slowly kind of collapsing in. So as you might have had like 10 feet of sight, it's now like 5 feet, and it's just squeezing inwards.
That's not good.
In the distance, you could see almost like flashes of red, almost like vines kind of creep and move out of your sight. And as you're, running, you eventually stop. And the reason why is because you almost feel like the mist itself is so thick and so dense. It's like running full speed into basically like a pillow. It's not necessarily hard. You have some like kind of give and some kind of like softness to it. But as you kind of run face first into this like, this cushion, you see these tendrils and vines creep out towards your eyes.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, I don't like that one bit. And I put my arms up like in like a boxer's guard to try to stop it from getting to my eyes. Just like,
yeah, and you manage to kind of like protect your eyes, but as you start feeling the sensation of something writhe and like squirm around your arms, it almost feels like
I don't know what this thing is, but I do not like it.
Like a worm almost. But you see this like red tendril begin swirling up your wrist and towards your hands and fingers and down to your elbows. You begin feeling it on your legs and feet.
I think we're gonna have to fight that. I don't like that.
We can hear you, Famous.
You can hear?
Yeah.
How can you hear me? I'm not pushing the button. I'm not even in Discord.
Is it sticky?
No, it's not sticky.
The red vines have this stickiness almost.
They're throbbing. It's
it basically as this is like kind of creeping up your arms and your legs, almost immediately. So you kind of like, try to break free of your arms. It's like squeezing you tight, and then all of a sudden you see this kind of this vine creep across your eyes, and then everything goes dark.
Makes no sense. I don't know what the hell's going on with Discord.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Bum,
all right.
Bum bum.
And with that, the camera, you basically have this like wash as the whole screen kind of gets taken over by this like red vine for the audience. And then we see our initial party, the three of you all sitting outside this humongous stone gate with these structures. And there's a mist like way off in the distance. But so you do have some sight, almost like a quarter of a mile at least of visibility. But it's cold. It's a little damp. and a little lonely.
Got a-
It's so weird. So if
You do
I
have the
close the
bonfire, that does
window,
help.
push to talk is
And
active.
let me bring up that image again so I can visually see once more.
If you want to look up what that is famous, I think it's called a Nightwalker.
Oh, what I put in the chat. The
Yeah, I don't like that thing.
Oh, I was just trying to creep y'all out with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
don't know what's going on with
Strahd?
Discord either though, because it'll like automatically trigger me talking when I'm out of the window. So
That's not good.
So what you could do is just talk in your own chat, like via typing. So I don't know. I think that if you just want
Guess
to
so.
cut voice out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Strahd?
Or
Right
you could
there?
just forsake them and just let them talk amongst themselves.
Yeah, I'm just re-showing the handout, which is called the Gates of Barovia, just to kind of help remind you of kind of where you're seated. You're all against, like, basically hugging against this stone wall, kind of past these trees, as you see like this well-worn path. You know, obviously it's there's debris and whatnot. It's traversable for sure, but it would take a little bit of time. As you see, like these like mist kind of creeping in off in the distance. There's no rider, but this is what you see.
Is that
I,
sorry?
It's got COVID.
kind of weird. Those guys are missing their heads. I don't like that.
They're just vibing.
I don't like it either.
They
What
are
I
not
don't like
vibing.
is that mist coming back.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna get out of here? Like the mist is gonna take us back? That would be really nice.
I doubt it.
I
Nothing
don't
that
think we're getting
convenient
out
would.
of here until
I know. I
Nothing
was
that
just trying to
convenient
be
would happen to
positive.
us.
I don't know.
Hmm.
And we will get out of here. All of
I
us.
miss- Never thought I'd say this,
Nothing
but
that
I miss
convenient would
Yarick.
happen. Well,
Right.
Yarick is in the 9 hells now. There's nothing we can do for him.
What are
Sure,
the
but-
9 hells like?
We can live for
Are they
it.
nice?
What do you think? They're called the 9 hells.
Well, I mean, he willingly, from what you've told me, he willingly gave himself to it, so it can't be that bad.
But maybe he
It
likes.
is. My people are
that
from
sort
the
of
hells.
Well, my people are from the mountains, and I can tell you not every mountain is the same, so...
Really good point. But you know, maybe it's fun for him there.
Sure, I can't imagine he just...
Maybe he's
Well-
running around fighting an enchanted broomstick right now in the great beyond with
Uh,
the spoon.
yeah, Joe, I'd like, if this was a movie, I'd like, at this point, there would be a jump cut to me. It'd be a, like the Doom soundtrack would be playing, and I'd have a reinforced, spiky, like, metal spoon, and I'm just clubbing in like a devil,
Oh, yeah.
demon
That's
face. I'm like,
exactly what
"Ah, ah,"
smashing demons' faces, and you just
with a
run
giant metal spoon. Like, it's,
giant metal spoon,
yeah,
blood splattering everywhere. It's beautiful.
it's great. It's fantastic. I'm living my best life. Truly, I got the best. I got the best out of this. You guys are mourning for like Yar.
This brings us back to our... Can the dead be killed? Or if your afterlife, is it still your best life?
Semantics. All I know is I'm vibing with a giant bloody spoon. So
There you go, yeah.
whatever. But the past is the past.
The past is indeed the past. And with that, yeah. So the camera, you know, we see.
That's right, the
you
9
all
hells
just kinda,
country
like,
club.
begin waking up and, you know, kind of getting this as best as you can where you're situated. But yeah, beyond the gates, you can hear some noises. You hear what sounds of almost like carts moving from the wheels. And I would like the three of you to make me a perception check as well.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, the
was
cards have
gonna say-
Gatling guns. Roll initiative.
But we haven't quite made it out of the gate yet, so...
Oh, boys, I'm perceiving.
Hell
Boys,
yeah.
I'm perceiving so good.
Shit.
So I'm
I'm
curious
still
what-
so upset. My eyes are all swollen shut from crying myself to sleep.
Fargus has got his back to the entrance, so I keep looking at you guys.
I'm cold and calculating, and even though the death of my traveling companion has shaken me, it has not dulled me of my senses. What do I notice?
Well, what you notice is basically where you're seated, as you're kind of outside this location, directly in front of you. So basically, towards this well-worn path. You hear a couple of faint howls way off in the distance, but you can, without really roll anything else, you can tell that these are wolves. There's a couple of them, and as you hear like this, this wolf cry, you hear a couple other just kind of howl back in response, and then a few more after that.
Wait a second.
Cool. I'll go ahead and roll initiative.
It's you can tell that they're ways away, but maybe from how they're kind of responding to each other, maybe they're approaching your direction. Again, this is like, assumptions.
I'm speculating.
You're speculating, but they're not immediately close by, but
So I have a question for you, Joe.
Sure.
Could I try to like negotiate with the wolves if my animal handling was high enough?
Yeah, you can try whatever you want.
Okay.
There's also a spell, Speak with Animals, that would just let you talk to the wolves.
Right. I don't have that though.
Shame.
You don't have it yet. Yarrick, are you drinking some kratom?
I wish. This is water.
Coward. I'll send you a couple.
He's not
photos.
Yarrick.
Please do not send that to my parents' house.
Okay, Ruiz. I will not send you kratom.
I appreciate that.
I don't know what that is.
It's delicious. That's what it is.
No, it's not.
It tastes so bad.
It tastes like leaves. It's just like imagine you go into like a soggy autumn garden and you pick up autumn leaves off the ground and you just eat them.
Imagine if matcha. Okay, imagine matcha. The taste of it in your mouth. Imagine that. Okay, now it sucks and it tastes like shit. That's what kratom tastes like.
Sucks.
No vanilla
Now
soy milk to
matcha
go with the matcha.
It's shit matcha. Shacha, if you will. Anyways, wolves.
Gotcha.
You hear the wolves.
Are you gonna tell us about it?
Just gotta open up this can of Monster because it's gamer time.
Gamer time.
Need
Yeah,
your gamer
it does
fuel.
taste gross, Filbert. But I have
He needs to be
drinking
perky to
kratom
kill
like
all of
multiple
us.
times a day for my entire life, so
Oh wait, hold on.
it does nothing to me. I'm just like,
I was joking. Joe, I was joking.
From the distance.
Fuck.
Gideon,
Joe, don't even think about wiping us. Yes, Leiden.
you look like you heard something. Did you
I
hear
did.
something? What did you
I
hear?
I wouldn't be too concerned, but I did hear a pack of wolves. They seem to be calling to each other. They're about, 1.8 kilometers west and 1.9 kilometers west-northwest. I wouldn't be too concerned, though. They seem to be talking amongst themselves. I'll let you know if it becomes an issue and they approach. Perhaps you can use your druid abilities to befriend them.
I love animals.
Oh, very accurate.
You've made that clear. Well, when you work in my business as long as you have, it's pays dividends to be able to locate people based off sound alone.
I honestly just assumed that were a tiefling thing because I'm not.
It is not a tiefling thing.
I've never met a tiefling before, yeah. So,
Our
No.
people have been persecuted for too long just for our association with the devils. And I'm tired of myths about us.
Just not discuss race, guys.
sure. That's fine. I was just
Some
curious.
of
That's why.
can't control it, and some of us, if we could control it, would change things. You know?
I wouldn't. I'm quite fond of myself and my ancestors.
That's good. Good for you, Fargus. I'm happy for you.
He is, by the way, as they're talking, just
He better not say
sharpening
dwarf
his,
life
his-
matter.
Well, no,
Dwarf lives do not
quarterstaff.
matter.
He is like tightening the bands on the quarterstaff and applying oils to the wood.
Okay. If we're all doing independent actions, I'm just kind of playing with my knife in between my fingers.
I can't wait to call Gideon a foul blood when I meet him.
If you call me a foul blood, dude, I am gonna straight up
Listen,
burn your
I
hands to you.
purposely said the thing about race because I know it's gonna come up again. And I'm gonna be the one who's racist.
You better not be racist against tieflings.
Decided. It has been decided, yeah.
It's not against tieflings.
Okay, cool. Then I will join you in being racist.
Oh, great.
I mean, see, Gideon has been persecuted based off his ancestry as a tiefling for so long that he has internalized it, and now studies phrenology to prove tiefling superiority.
Oh, I'm not
okay.
that far. Mine's just a personal grudge.
So
okay.
you're a reverse racist.
Double reversed racist. That's right. I'm double reverse racism.
Perfect.
I guess technically
Yeah,
nature or history could be used for my phrenology
okay.
checks.
So, as we see the three of you kind of doing your own separate tasks, whether it's maintenance or just kind of taking a moment to kind of recover from everything that's happened recently, the camera jumps back to this young man, Roos. And
Don't say.
Roos, as you had these things kind of wrap around your eyes, in the span of like a second, you feel yourself in a different location. You feel like, again, you're in the woods, but you have this... It's almost like a different
not
air,
fucking call me a
different
foul
quality
blood.
to where you were before. You see trees that like look a little different. These are like heavy pine trees that are way taller than some of the trees you've seen from like the coastal areas. It's like this. The temperature is a little different. The air quality. It just everything feels different from where you were. Imagine being on like the coast versus like being in like a Canadian, like right on the border, like a heavy forest with like pine trees and all these like kind of more whatever, don't know the term, but the point is that like you have this totally different sensation. There's these large moss covered rocks on the outskirts, but then a little bit past, again about maybe a quarter of a mile that you can see is this fog. It just rises all the way up into the sky and it just almost blocks out the sun. As you look up and try to get a glimpse of kind of how everything's situated. The sun's out, but it's almost like being completely blocked out by this mist, and you're still getting like these rays of light, but it's almost like the sun's trying to break through but is unable to. You can hear off in the distance behind you wolves. They seem to be fairly loud. And way off to the front of you, to the north, you can see just beyond, like right at the edge of like this mist line, this humongous structure, most likely like a wall, and you can't quite make out any other sort of details.
Well, I'm not used to it being cold, so I'm kind of chilly.
I'm gonna check in Ruiz.
And I am concerned, to say the least, that I am in completely unfamiliar
Ruiz
territory.
Behrman.
And very anxious that I'm going to let my captain down, because we really need those repairs, and I'm God knows where. Sorry, Bahamut knows where.
All right, yeah, and
He's a monk.
it just you really don't. Sorry, I had to restart Roll20 real quick.
He's got -1 intelligence.
Like you've been transported to somewhere
Damn, he's dumb as
completely
shit.
different. And yeah, really the only two things that you really
He's a
notice
human.
that are of note is the sounds of wolves behind you and the structure to the north.
Well, I pulled out my fishing spear, because if there's wolves nearby, I might need to defend myself. But luckily, I'm pretty good into scrap, so I'm gonna beat some dogs.
Wolves.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I cautiously make my way forward.
Careful there. If you say that you're gonna beat some dogs, you might get canceled.
Oh, cancel me. Get me off of Twitter. It's a fucking terrible place.
You heard that, folks. It's time to cancel
And
him.
yeah, as you kind of like are approaching this ridge line, you could see on one of these like large rocks, probably about 20-25 feet, these like large moss covered boulders. You see this wolf, looks to be about average size, and looks at you and howls.
That's
And
right.
then you hear some
scared.
calls and responses way off in the distance,
Uh-oh.
to the left of you, to the right of you. And directly in front of you, this wolf that's about 3 times the size of this other one that was standing on the ridge looks, and you see like this drool kind of dripping from its mouth.
Nervously, because I'm used to dealing with people. I can, I don't typically freeze up around them, but seeing a huge, like, how big is this wolf? Are we talking like?
Let me grab. Well, like height-wise, think of it like an SUV.
Oh fuck! Yeah. No, I'm going to panic really hard.
Oh boy, a suburban wolf.
A suburban. Yep. Let me see if I got the token just to give you reference.
I'm gonna panic really hard, and I make a weak howl back at it.
Here you go.
Oh, good gosh. Okay, well, I rolled a 15 on animal handling, trying to make it, I made a weak, nervous howl back at it. And I'm just like, oh, like, I'm also a wolf, don't hurt me.
Okay, yeah. So it looks at you, and you can tell it's like doesn't think you're a wolf or anything like that, but almost like growls at you like it's not immediately gonna chase you, but it's almost like
you're a wolf.
it's you see this almost like a defensive posture. There's a few smaller wolves kind of like walk behind and beside it, and they growl at you, and it like the snarls and almost like this low, deep, almost like a bark as it like yells at you. And so it like pushes up its front paws, scratches the ground, shakes its whole body, and again like all this like fur and bits of like water and like almost like sweat and maybe even a bit of snow kind of like brush off of it. And yeah, it just kind of like looks at you and almost seeing if you're gonna move forward or not.
I stand my ground. I stay where I am. I put my like fishing spear back in like its holster on my backpack. And what I'm gonna do is I take out a flask of oil and 3 feet of silk rope. And, what I do is that I take some of the oil out and I put it on the silk and I wrap the rest of the flask in oil around it. And I start trying to walk, I guess, diagonal to the wolves, try to get around them, and keep facing towards them. So do you want me to make another animal handling check, like try not to like provoke them or anything?
Sure. Yeah, they are kind of taking like a defensive posture, but as you're kind of walking and it's your plan's working how you expect it to be, like as best as possibly could in the situation. You can see like way off in the distance, there's about like 3 or 4 more of like average sized wolves just beginning slowly approaching. As these other wolves, now that there's like 4 in total that are nearby, including this large one, just are like staring at you, kind of seeing what you're going to do next and see if you're going to like, if you do anything to, be like aggressive towards them or not.
Yeah. I just sort of slink away, just in the direction I was already heading. I'm just like, all right, it was good hanging out with my wolf bros, but I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Okay. And which direction are you approaching?
Well, what direction did the dire wolf come from?
The wolves came from the south, so further away from this huge gate-like structure.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna head towards the big gate-like structure naturally, because that's a natural landmark, and if I have a natural landmark, I can figure out how to get back.
Yeah, and it only takes you about a few minutes because you're only about a quarter mile away. So you walk kind of closer, and you kind of like walk over this like crest line. You see, as the picture I've showed you all before, this gate with these humongous stone pillars, these statues that are headless at this point. But you also notice something a little different. Is right off in the corner, about at least a couple 100 feet away, you see a small fire kindling, almost like a campfire.
Look at it.
And I would like the 3 of you, as the camera now switch focus, we look back to Fargus, Laird, and Gideon. Please make me, all of you, perception check.
Good thing.
Should I also make a perception
favorite.
check? Not yet. all three of you notice this figure kind of, or at least something approaching. Yeah, now Roos, make me a perception check.
Just close
Is this before or after we've had our long rest?
This is after. You all are rested and leveled up and all that good stuff.
Why do you ask? It's not like I'm going to make you roll initiative.
Because we don't know you're friendly yet.
That's fair. So what, you're going to shoot me? Like,
No, it just depends on how they would react. If
Listen,
Fargus was
a
still
lot
at
of
one
trauma.
hit point- yeah, if Fargus was still at 1 hit point, he'd approach it way different than he would with 30 hit points.
That's fair. That's fair.
So both groups, Bruce as well as the other three, you all kind of notice each other around pretty much at the same time as you, as Bruce, you kind of like crest this like small hill, and you know, kind of walk past some of these large rocks. Yeah. So you all four of you are kind of like aware. Not everybody all at once.
I put the makeshift firebomb that I made just in case I had to fight those wolves back into my backpack. And I wave my hand and I go, "Ho there! How's it going?"
Kind of stand up and
I quickly stand up and begin channeling.
I'm like jumped to my feet, and normally I'd be a lot friendly, but considering what we just went through, I'm a little bit on edge.
Wait, so y'all draw your weapons? Like,
No, we didn't. I didn't draw mine. I just
drew
ready
mine.
to draw.
to be fair, Fargus had it in his lap, so
Yeah.
he just kind of picks up the shield and the quarterstaff.
I just
that
have
he-
my hand on it.
okay, so when
Who's there? Declare yourself.
I see y'all draw your weapons. What you see is like almost shadows sort of peel off of my arm to form two floating ethereal arms that are like slightly above my head. These arms look like they're made of like the night sky and stars with like purple, black, translucent skin dotted with stars. And I'm like, whoa, are we fighting? Are we gonna do this? You looking for a scrap there, bud?
So Leodin kind of realizes that things might escalate, knowing Gideon. So she's gonna be like, "Where are you from? Where did you come from? And did you come from the house?"
No, I went to a place a couple days from Waterdeep because I needed to get lumber for the ship I was on. I need to get back to the lumber mill. I don't know where the fuck we are.
No lumber mill.
Huh?
I hate to break the news to you, bud. There's no lumber mill.
Stop lying. If you take another step, I will attack.
No.
We are nowhere near Waterdeep.
Yeah, you can see Fargus's shoulders kind of slump and just props the quarterstaff to the side.
Was
I-
there mist?
Yeah,
Take a
there
seat.
was, okay, so I went to the okay, so here's my story, okay? I talk a lot with my hands, both like with my regular
Talk about it around the fire.
I talk with my hands a lot, like both with my normal hands, but also with like my floating ethereal hands. I'm like, okay, so first of all, I took a hike. My captain gave me gold. I went to this lumber mill. I asked for 200 pounds of wood. They said they could do it. There were some people living in wagons. I took a bunk there for the night, just chilling out,
While he's
relaxing.
relaxing, Fargus is just going to go over and put a hand on his back and lead him to the fire. Just kind of.
I go, okay.
Wagons.
Yeah, there was wagons. There was like nomadic people in these wagons, and
And they invited you to have some wine around the fire, and you spent the night.
I spent the night. Yes, exactly. It's
And
only
then there was some fog.
yes, everyone was gone the morning. It was
Mhm.
really cold, and I walked into this fog, really thick, couldn't see anything, started pulsing, squirming. Some could even say throbbing.
Oh god.
And it choked me out essentially. Like it was so thick, it was suffocating me. And then I woke up in the forest. There was some
Throbbing fog choked you out.
yeah, no, not a good time. Would not recommend.
Across a manor out there.
No, I actually just came from that forest over there. There's some wolves over there. There's a really fucking big wolf over there. Like it's like pretty decently sized. I'm not talking like I'm not talking mastiff. I'm talking like horse, like a horse wolf.
A house
Not
fighting.
bother it. It'll be fine. Just they're over there. We're over here. We got a fire.
Okay.
And I hate to break it to you, friend, but I don't think you're leaving here. You're here for the for however long it takes to get out.
Well, fuck.
You
I
have
believe
any
it's an
family?
arcane anomaly.
Do I have any family? No. I mean, my crewmates are basically my family. I've been working on that ship for the past 5 years now, ever since I was 14. So, yeah.
You're not gonna see him for a while,
Yes, that's likely.
or ever again.
So
Great.
I kind of discharge.
Sure.
I don't trust him at all, but I kind of discharge the arcane energy I was charging in my hand and just kind of let it dissipate. But I keep my eye on him. I don't sit back down by the fire. I stand about 3 feet away from the fire, just kind of watching everyone.
Listen, I'm sure that this is a lot to take in. So if you want to take a moment, that's fine. I'm really sorry that we were so on edge when you came up, but Fargus just died. So
Wait, I pointed Fargus. You're Fargus?
Hey, that's me.
That's right, he died.
Who? And
Right, of course.
Okay,
And he'll quickly take his hand and put it in yours. Fargus takes, well, I was a scribe. I guess I'm an adventurer now. Here, and he'll go to the backpack, which has been kind of on the ground, and he'll pour you a cup of coffee.
Thank you. I happily take it. Do you have any sugar, by the way? Do you have any?
I'm running a little low, but I got some.
No, please, I don't want to impose.
He'll take 1 or 2 lumps.
One lump, please. Thank you.
Which, give him a sugar cube.
I just eat it. I just pop it in my mouth and start chewing.
Sure, that works too.
of course.
These are my companions.
Leontin.
Aye. And the standoffish one over there is Gideon.
Okay.
Yes, I'm Gideon.
He's quite charming. Oh, if you give him a chance, he's a bit.
Well, I certainly don't trust strangers.
Aye. It's been a bit rough the last day or two.
And Fargus, I turn aside to Fargus and say, "How do you know he has nothing to do with with the house or this land? He could it could be a trap. Keep your eye on him. Don't get so cozy."
I have no idea. But I hadn't met you until I came through the mist either, and I trusted you, and that turned out just fine. So.
While they're talking, I look at.
I just kind of frown.
How do you say your name?
My name is Ruiz.
Ruiz.
Yep.
Don't mind Gideon. He just lost someone very special to him.
And I hold on. I'm gonna roll perception to see if I hear that.
Okay.
My astral arms dissipate at this point and sort of fold back into my.
Okay. So that's a 16. Okay.
Well, he was special to all of us.
Layden,
I start to tear up again.
Layden, I'd prefer if you refrained from speaking about our relationship in that manner.
Oh,
Relationship is are did you lose a loved one? Like.
No, and that's what I'm tired of her insinuations.
Oh, okay. So it's a sort of a self-denial thing.
No, he was just a really good friend, and
That's
Just really good.
I start charging up shocking grasp again until Fargus says that.
we I think you got lucky. I think we got the short straw here.
What does the
coming
right
through.
column number mean?
We
So the right
found our way
column
through the
number
mist.
right here. Right
See,
column number is
but instead of
usually with
wolves, we,
initiative, but I don't know why
encountered
it's
a
one
few
there.
lost and crying children, and a manor out in the mists.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
And being the good Samaritans we are, we
Maybe it's a
time
bonus roll?
and tried to help them. Turns out the house itself was haunted, evil. I don't really know. It's all kind of a blur at this point.
It was arcane, that's for sure.
Aye. Well, we got down to the basement, found some sort of ritual, and confronted the spirit, I think, that was haunting the house. And it were the one that did me in, with our friend.
But the first
Yarrick,
number is used for either advantage or disadvantage.
made a
okay.
plea with higher powers, and
So I get like +1 to my roll if I
traded
add
himself
advantage.
for me.
That's rough,
Yeah, so
buddy.
16 is my main roll.
Aye.
So
But, it's through his
I don't know what
sacrifice
the
that
roll
I
threshold is. But I rolled a 16, so
I
usually
promise
that
you all
means I
that
passed the
I'll get
check.
you out of here. We're all getting out of here.
That seems unlikely, but
Sure.
I hope we will.
Unlikely.
I'm
aye.
tired of this place.
I get out of here. I have unfinished business.
We go to find the dark-haired man. I'm certain he'll have answers for us.
Well, I just met you, but I'll take you up on your promise if you don't mind me just sort of like hopping in there, like a little addendum to that post-mortem deal. Like if that's okay.
You're here with us.
Okay.
You've
I'm
got
really
the-
handy in a fight, if I do
I
say
think it
so.
might be
I can
Strahd
handle
that's-
myself.
That's messing this
I've
up.
never seen anything like that. That's kind of strange, but you know, seen strange things the last couple of days. So
Listen, reality is just agreed upon a set of rules, and you can just not follow them if you don't want to. It took me a while to learn that. It took me a couple of years, but once I did that, boom, arms coming out of my body. It's wow.
Wow.
It's certainly
that's
one
really-
of the foundational
that's
principles
very
of the
strange,
arcane.
and does not encourage me
Cool.
to start to disobey the rules of reality. Because I actually found that if you obey them verbatim, you can achieve some pretty impressive things.
Hey, potato. You do what you want, I do what I want. Okay, I'm not.
I am not talking down the way you do things, but the arms coming out of your body, it seems a bit alien in nature, is all.
Okay, I understand your trepidation. I just thought we were gonna fight. It's something cool I can do.
No, I'd say it's cool. But,
It reminds me of magic from the lower planes.
All right, well, you remind me of the lower planes as well, there, bud. So,
What did you say?
then you two should get along just fine, and he'll just kind of extend his arm and pat them both firmly.
I'm ready to fucking kill him.
So, I'm rested.
And kill him. If he calls me a foul blood,
How are you guys feeling?
Kill him.
You ready to move on?
it's
You don't want to
convenient.
stay.
Yeah, if I could just talk to Gideon for a second, just the two of us. I just
I'll-
feel bad about my earlier comment, and I just want to clear the air with him. If you don't mind.
I'll be right
Yes,
back,
Aiden.
by the way.
I'll start breaking down camp then.
Okay, thanks,
that.
thanks. Hey, Gideon.
Yes, Layden.
Gideon.
Yes, Layden.
Um,
Oh, could you?
I know I put on a really good front there, but I don't trust that kid at all.
Oh, I'm glad that you see reason. I was worried that both you and Fargus would trust him immediately.
Okay, first of all, his little smoke arms.
It's
What
definitely
the hell is
seen.
that? And second of all, he's a human. And they don't bring anything but trouble.
I certainly don't disagree.
He's
Let's
probably
see-
came to destroy some village with his wood.
Yes, it did seem like he was quite obsessed with logging. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
what I'm most concerned about is it looks like that magic reminds me of devil's magic. I wouldn't trust him. He may have made a pact.
How do you get devil's magic? Do you have to kill people? Do you
No,
think he killed people to get that magic?
I don't think he killed people to get that magic, but whoever granted it to him, likely.
I mean,
That'd be
he's
a lot to
young
say.
too. He's young too. I mean, to have that magic at that age, he's in some dark shit.
Certainly.
I mean, you're the expert on this sort of thing, Gideon. So I'm gonna take your word for it. But I'm wary of him.
I don't trust anyone who appears like that. What's the likelihood when was the last time we saw another living being?
I mean, the
last thing we saw other than ourselves was Zariel, and she's an infernal. And she was summoned. It makes me think that his presence may have something to do with either where we are now, or he is an underling of Zariel who granted him that magic.
I think it's a human who sold his soul.
Perhaps.
Okay, well, here's the deal. I'm gonna be friendly,
Okay.
but you know what page we're on.
Understood. Certainly, between tieflings and humans, there is no love lost.
And then I say a little bit louder, well, I'm so glad we cleared that up, Gideon. I really would hate for there to be any bad blood between us.
I sort of nod. I go, yes. Thank you, Layden.
And then I turn back to Fargus and start helping him pack up the camp.
Yeah, I wait, do I have no, I don't have mage hand.
The way that Gideon, how forced
What,
that
Joe?
exchange was between Gideon and Leodin, that loud, like, I'm glad we cleared that up. Yes, I'm like, all right. So I rolled a 21, Joe. Can I tell that they were bullshitting and that they have some hidden motives?
Actually, so if you want to do a check, this is up to them. If you want to try to hide your conversation, or rather I mean, you hid, so you said what you said, didn't notice exactly. But if you want to, like, not seem like you're lying or kind of hiding what you just talked about, I want you all to make me a deception. You need to beat
Okay.
A deception check. Okay.
I'm going to,
No,
but
deception check.
Oh no.
That's right.
No, that's close, but Gideon, that's a 1. So I don't know how you can tell us what happened there. But like you hold it, but I think it's just.
I have +5 to deception, and I still rolled a 1.
I caught thing Gideon said, and like also caught on to me, but I wasn't quite as obvious.
No, so I think what happened, like, you were trying to lead Gideon, to this thing where you're like, it's like this, so we're like, you make that like silent agreement. It's like, so we're gonna cover it up by vocally.
Right. Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
then he just looks at you and he's like, wait, what? He's like, oh, yes, we're definitely doing that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I did then. Okay. Sure.
I mean, unless you say you did anything, that's what I imagine.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I kind of pause for a second and give a bit of the game away, but not too much. You still didn't hear our conversation.
I didn't hear your conversation, but I just know something's afoot.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right. Okay.
All right. Let's see a map. I want to see a map. I'm tired of this Curse of Strahd background.
Yeah, and with that, you hear again, like way off in the distance, some wolves kind of howling, and they
Yeah,
sound
that is a
closer.
critical failure, dude.
As they're slowly kind of approaching your location.
Fuck me.
So let's bounce back to the main map here. It's kind of like our overworld map. So you look
Thank you.
all the way to the right-hand side. You'll be able to see a small box. That's basically, this is like the front gate. Yeah, because you are all just outside of the gates of this land that you're kind of just sitting outside. What do you all
The
want to do?
age of Barovia.
The age of Barovia.
You want to finally walk into these lands, or what do you
Yes,
want?
we will. I mean,
Yep.
About to say.
we have nothing else to do now. Is the gate open? Is it just like these giant
Wide
stone
open.
gates
Yeah,
wide
it's-
open?
it's like there's some kind of, it's a little bit closed, but like, for the most part, like, you can easily pass through. These gates are hundreds of feet tall. Wagons can easily pass through
They're big boy gates. Okay.
They're fucking.
I'm
massive.
gonna Arcana. I'm gonna Arcana on it because I feel I sense magic of some sort.
And with that, 13. Yeah. So the whole area permeates with magic. That's just a given. You can
right.
tell that there's no, like, they don't seem to be directly, like, trapped or emanating anything directly, but it's almost like the faint magical energies around this whole land. But what the main thing that you notice is from outside, if you get closer into the gate, you could feel further inwards as you're kind of sensing the arcana, the magics. Inside, as soon as you pass the gate, it's like a different sensation almost. It's like you have this feeling like there's like some sort of presence almost permeating everything, but
Okay.
even more so if you were to actually enter, if that makes sense.
Okay. So after kind of sensing the magical energies from it, I sense something profane and upsetting emanating from the other side of the gate. But I realize we don't really have much of an option, so I turn to Layden and Fargus and say, I suppose this is the only way for us to go, but I'm not fond of what I'm feeling on the other side.
No, I'm not really, not really feeling confident about this moving forward, but forward is the only real option left. And he will hike up
Yeah.
the shield.
Let's be honest. There's anywhere we go isn't good vibes. There's only bad vibes in this place.
I sing Fleetwood Mac to you guys right now.
Oh, nice.
I think I should take up the front. I'm not the fastest, but
I'm pretty fast. On the ship I need to get back to, I'm the barrelman, and I'm all the way at the top in the crow's nest. And anytime they need me to do something to the rigging of the masts, I'm like super acrobatic. Like I can hop down, I like grab onto like one of the ropes, and I can like swing from mast to mast. I'm like, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good, I think, honestly. So if you need me to go up front, I can be fast. I can get in and out. I'm bam.
well,
That's
I'll-
fascinating,
Go up,
Ruiz. That's fascinating. And then I turn to Layden and I look and I say, yes, go ahead. If you're agile, it's perhaps best that you take the front line with Fargus.
All right.
I would actually want to say the opposite. If you're fast, you can be in the back. It means you can respond to anything back there faster. And if anything happens up here, you can get up here faster than anyone else.
That's true. I guess I'll occupy the middle ground area. Like, okay, I'll do
That's
that.
fine.
Sure.
To be in the back. It lets me heal you guys and just kind of, in
It's
case
best
those
for us
wolves come up
magic
behind
users.
us, and talk to them.
Sure. I
Makes sense.
I'd just be more comfortable with all of you behind me.
Okay.
I appreciate
Well,
that,
whatever makes you
Fargus.
comfortable, Fargus.
And with that, our party eventually, kind of moves forward, past into the lands of Barovia. Let me reveal a little bit more for y'all. So you walk
Yes.
immediately past, and you see that there's like this bend in the path. So each hex is, I believe, a quarter of a mile. So we don't have to worry about the exactness of it. But you are just beyond the path here. So let me just ping it on the world map. You can kind of see that there's heavy forest on both sides. As you also notice, as you kind of just enter this new land, the sounds of the wolves seem to have stopped, and you could kind of like hear some cries way back beyond the gates, but they do not seem to be approaching at all. Also, as you were walking, you noticed something strange. It looks to be like a corpse that's covered mostly like in mud and dirt. Half of it's kind of sticking alongside of this footpath. And it looks to be like half of its head is like in the mud. It's not skeletonized or anything like that. It looks to be clear like it's been decomposing for a bit, but most of the features are still there. It looks to be of a man in about middle age, maybe like 40s, 50s or so. Looks to be human or either half elf, can't quite tell. But they look to be holding what appears to be like a letter case. So either this was a messenger or someone carrying something of import. And you can tell that the seal that was binding this note is clearly broken.
So, curious. I don't know if I'll roll a perception. I'm gonna roll a perception first.
Sure. What are you looking for specifically?
What am I looking for? I'm just trying to perceive, like, the corpse, like, check out the corpse's position and its condition and the letter. Just the general scene.
And the size of its skull.
Not yet. Although, if anyone wants to know whether it's human or half-elf, I could help with that.
Okay.
Oh, I would love to know.
While he's doing his investigation, Fargus is going to kind of... He's been glancing back behind you, like in the direction of the gate, pretty much most of this entire time, just as you take a moment to stop and breathe. Just, I grew up in a small, like, rural town. Lots of farmers and dads. He uses dogs a lot to herd animals and sheep mostly.
Yes.
I feel like we might have been herded in here. I feel like maybe that gate was our last chance, and now we've been put in a pen.
I have a similar feeling, but what else are we to do? There's no way for us to escape.
Oh, I'm certain there is. We just got
Y'all
to
are
find.
so depressing. I grew up in Baldur's Gate, and I stole wallets.
Baldur's Gate, yes.
All right, and as you're
You're gonna have a tragic backstory competition here?
Yeah, like, do you want a medal? Like, I just stole wallets. I had a lot of money. It was a great time.
all right, and so my apologies.
No, go ahead.
It's okay.
I'm just staring at him confused.
Yeah, so as you're all saying that, as you're kind of like expecting the body here, the clothes and the general manner of this corpse here, they don't appear to have been armed of anything. You don't see any like a weapon belt or anything. If they had a dagger or something, it's long gone. They look to be just kind of like commoners' clothes. But you do notice that the broken seal, this like tube, this wooden tube that's has some filigree and whatnot, the message or whatever is still inside. There's some dried blood from their, like you can see on their hands. It's like this like dried fingerprints on this tube. A little bit of mud's kind of caked on, and you can see as you're kind of approaching the body that there's blood that's kind of pooled downwards into their arms and into their wrists. So they either was like stabbed in the front or the back, and they kind of slunched over, and the blood just kind of dripped down. But yeah, there's clearly a letter inside it though. It's mostly intact.
So I'm going to walk over to the corpse, kind of finding it interesting. You said he was stabbed in the front?
Yeah, from just because you haven't like moved it or anything, you can tell that most likely front or the back, like a chest area, chest or back, because the position they're also in, like there's blood that pooled down from their upper body into their hands as they're kind of like hunched over into the mud.
Gotcha. So I noticed that it seems like he was trying to protect this letter in some way. It seems that's at least my interpretation. So I walk over and I kind of try to pull the letter out of its hands, but the corpse is not letting go. He is just his fingers are curled around that letter. So I pull harder. It doesn't seem to really do anything. So I raise up my foot and I stomp down on the wrist of the corpse, and I just pull until the letter comes out, snapping one of its fingers.
Yeah, and with a crunch, the tube loosens from the hand. There's a little bit of splash of mud. Yeah, now you have this bloodied, slightly muddy tube with clearly a letter inside
Cool. I hurt my foot stomping, but I don't know if you guys could hear it on.
I heard the stomp. Yeah.
You did? Okay, good. It hurt my foot, so it better have been worth it.
It worked. Yeah. All right, and with that, let me. Do you want to open up?
Oh, of course I'm going to open this letter. I'm curious. I have a feeling that I am going to see the same seal I have seen before and hear the same names I have heard before. Strahd.
All right, yeah.
The Lord of Darkness and WAP.
If somebody wants to read this, I just shared it all with you. If you scroll down, you see they type it out.
I will read it. Hail thee of might and valor. I, the burgomaster of Barovia, send your honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irina Kolyana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now, my dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power, that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Let our sorrows to our graves, and save the world from the evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Kolyan Idriovich, Burgomaster. And I read this letter to myself and to everyone, and kind of the realization dawns on me slowly as I read it that we're fucked, and that Fargus was right, that there was something wrong about those gates, and we have indeed been shepherded in, and that my initial sense was correct. I run back to the gates and touch them and notice that there's now a barrier of some sort, I am imagining. Something keeps me from leaving.
A heavy-set fog.
A heavy-set fog keeps me from leaving, and it feels impenetrable, like it's a physical wall.
Think.
Also, and you don't have to roll for this one, as you're looking at it, especially Gideon, you're the one who's reading and looking at this letter directly. I'm going to show this once more. This was from our very first session. You now have two letters on your person, and they look
They're both
fairly similar. Now that you actually can see it, they were both addressed by this Kolyan Andronovich, this Burgomeister. But the what they're actually saying is indeed different. And the writing is close, but it looks to be like it was written by two different people.
And I noticed that in the letter I've just found, he refers to Ilrina as his daughter, and in this one, the love of his life. So, unless this man is a pedophile, there is something afoot.
An incestuous pedophile, no less. I think if we're servants of the common good, we need to kill the incestuous pedophile. So I don't think, even if we had the opportunity to leave, we should kill the guy.
Ruiz,
I think you're missing the point here.
He is clearly dead, Ruiz.
You're missing the thread of this.
Okay.
He's gone.
Okay.
This land has been encircled for years.
Okay.
But instead of everyone dying, this creature dying off from lack of blood, people have been lured into here to feed him. We are the people who are going to be feeding him.
Okay, now hear me out.
Seems
At
to
the
be
end
the
of the
case.
letter, it says, there is much wealth entrapped in this community. Okay? So I think
Yes.
what we should do is find the money.
Are you from?
And then we figure out an escape route, and we
Are
get
you
out
from
of
fucking
here.
Long Island?
Come on! I'm walking here.
Well, it would certainly be nice to get our hands on the wealth of this community. I imagine with everything left here, we probably would never have to work a day in our lives.
Oh, I'm
I
sure the
feel
wealth
that
would
there
be
is something
great
worse.
if we don't die.
Bryce, what good is gold if you're too cold to spend it?
I look fucking fly with all the gold on my body.
No, wait a moment. You just want
Yes,
to
Fargus. Yes, Fargus?
This creature, if this is his doing, you just want to take all the gold you can and run from it. The creature that killed our friend trapped us here. You just want to run from it.
Well, I'm afraid there's nowhere left for us to run.
Sure, but you seek your escape. I'm
The
here
way
to
to
see out.
escape anyway is to kill this guy.
Perhaps.
Well, it said, what did it say? It says it's a
Could not hear
vampire?
of it. If that's his name, which I don't think that's the one we're seeking. I don't think that's the dark-haired man. But he might have some answers for us. I say we find him. We start there. And
Find Kolyan?
well,
I'm
we have-
afraid if we find Kolyan, he'll be a moldering corpse.
Perhaps. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not.
That man who carried his letter and his seal has been dead for years. The house
Oh,
has
listen,
been abandoned.
Gideon.
The house was
You
out-
might be right, but we know from that house that people seem to carry on for longer than they should. So perhaps his spirit's, even if he is passed, perhaps his spirit is lingering on and he might have some information for us.
Well, that's more
In any
of a
case,
lead
we need
than
to
we've
figure
had.
out who is responsible
Aye.
for
Our
Yark's
predicament.
death.
And when we find our way out, if you want to leave, that's your thing. But I'm going to make sure no one else gets caught here.
How noble of you, Fargus.
Well, I was
Well,
happy.
you're gonna help him, Gideon.
I would have been happy to just say my piece, get my treasure, and leave. But even though that house weren't within the gates, which I think it's outside of his jurisdiction, he's made an enemy of me, and I'm not one to anger quickly. You know, I like to favor myself, a friendly man, a forgiving and humble man, but to do something like this, if this is his doing, if he allows the people of his control to be assailed by vampires and wolves, ghosts, as well as bringing all of us here to feed, if he is a vampire, to feed himself.
Well, I prefer to be
May not be a
proactive.
holy man, but I am a man of faith. I've got to do
Well,
something.
I would prefer to do something than be a snack for some eldritch abomination.
Aye.
Well,
Don't
we have no
appreciate
option
men who
but to.
screw over villages.
I know. I assume we have no option but to move forward. Perhaps we'll find the remnants
Yeah.
of a village and we can seek shelter there. If we're lucky, perhaps there'll be something edible left.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course,
Did you
lady.
examine his skull?
I did not examine his skull yet. Would you care? Would you like me to?
Yeah, I would like to know.
Okay, so I am gonna go ahead and do. Okay, if I'm doing phrenology, would it be let's see, would that be a insight
Medicine. It's a medicine.
medicine? Okay,
Someone saying
17.
medicine, you're like,
Okay,
yes.
so
Yeah,
that's
just keep ignoring it.
okay.
It's a human.
So it's a human. Okay, so I bend down in the mud, careful to not let my pants touch the mud because after all it's mud and it's had a human corpse rotting in it. And I pull the calipers out of my bag and I adjust them and place them on the skull and take measurements in 3 places. And with that, I'm able to determine based off his brain ridges, of course, that it is in fact a human and not a high elf or half elf that has perished in the mud. It seems it was one of the humans of Barovia who met his death here. I assume he was trying to escape.
He had a letter.
Whoever was meant to receive this letter and know to blockade this place failed to receive it. No wonder we were drawn here.
I'm not so sure. I almost think that letter might have been meant for us. Maybe not directly, but I think...
Well, I am no paladin. I don't have any holy sigils with which to encircle this place.
No. No. He'll kind of pull up his belt as he does. But, you know, can't encircle it. Just pry it open and see what makes it tick and remove that piece. So,
Brutally murder him. Burn it all down.
Solid. I'd be
All right.
done.
Luis, sorry you're getting dragged into this. It's a story of vengeance that I'll see out, I promise.
It's okay. So I
Perhaps
recommend
you'll learn in the
taking a ton of
future
money.
to not trust caravans.
Aye. I'll walk from now on.
Hey, I've been around the caravans before. They're wonderful people. Come on.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to completely stereotype the people. They already suffer so much from negative stereotypes. I feel like they've been used.
I feel
Perhaps
like they
curse
might all be
themselves?
apparitions.
I don't know.
I don't think that's true. I think they called, in the story they told us, they called they called the Dread Prince, the Dark Prince, something like that. And then there was that letter signed from Strahd himself that called himself the Dread Lord. I think they might hold him in some sort of reverence. I can't
Perhaps
be
they are his servants.
Aye,
And
that
have
might.
seen fit to draw adventurers
Well,
like
me-
us to be his meal.
Well,
I don't know. Okay,
they saved
listen.
him, and he gave them a place to live when no one else would give them a land, so they owed him. But then they said that he did turn evil, and that they wanted to help turn him from the darkness, and that's what we were supposed to do.
Aye.
But I'm not sure if that was truly their intention, or if they intended us to be his food.
Well, they left us in the woods.
Or
so-
maybe, listen, maybe this Dread Prince fellow, maybe he has some sort of respect for these people who tried to help him, and then he turned evil. Okay, maybe he's not like irredeemable. Maybe he is irredeemably evil. I'm not
I
going
think
to
he's
say otherwise.
irredeemably evil. I mean, think how many people he's murdered.
Totally, but like maybe he doesn't hate everyone, and he doesn't, and he'll let the nomads come and go as they please.
They actually are the only people who are allowed to come and go from the land. They told us that themselves.
Oh, okay.
So,
I find it odd, perhaps I should say, that the carriage you said that you rode in on, we found it a decrepit relic
aye.
the very next day.
That's true.
We'll have to
But
see.
with that, I suggest we have nothing further to do or discuss other than to press on. Shall we?
Wow, you're just a ray of sunshine, aren't you, buddy?
That's what he's known
Yes.
I think
No one's accused me of being sunshine before, so I'm not sure how to react.
Okay.
they did tell us to
Anyway,
find, if we had any questions, to find Madam Eva. Or Eve.
That's right.
Maybe she can get
Madam?
answers. Aye, I think it was Eva. Eve.
Eva.
Either way, we'll try to find them first, perhaps. We'll see who shows up first. If we find them before we find the dark-haired fella, then we'll ask our questions to him. If we find them, we'll see if they have a way for you to get out. And if they do, anyone who wants to leave, they're free to.
Well, I don't know if that will work, but it's certainly more of a plan than any of us have. So I suggest we follow Fargus. Mostly I just want to kill something, so let's go!
Aye.
All right.
And we'll continue down
And
the
he used
path.
burning hands on someone's face.
People walk on TikTok. They just like do
Yeah.
this.
The TikTok walk, where you throw your shoulders.
Or they're like,
that. Yeah. Da Vinci?
Okay, so I'm just gonna assume you all are just kind of trekking forward
we're just
here. along
we're
the
just
path.
walking.
We're
Can't
walking.
you tell?
I can tell. All right, let me just reveal the area a bit. So you're kind of following this. I'm assuming this road looks to be like the only actually well-worn path along the sides. As you're kind of like clearing this wooded area, you get a better view of your surroundings. Again, there's this like fog that's kind of permanent everywhere. It doesn't seem to be nearly as heavy as what you've encountered so far. It just kind of, everywhere, as I said, but it doesn't have this like sort of like this thickness and almost blocking sight. You begin to hear like maybe you're getting close to like a village, so you begin to see what appears to be like a wagon tracks in like some of the mud and like the drier grounds. And you also are getting closer to what appears to be like overgrown and abandoned farmlands. Like way up in the distance, you can clearly see like a barn that's surviving on two walls
Disused.
almost. And with that, you also start walking towards some like very heavily overgrown fields. Maybe it was like corn or wheat or something along those lines. And I'm going to bring you all to a new map here. One moment.
Thank you, dear GM.
Snake, is your character a not strong himbo?
A thin bow.
A thimbo?
Well,
Info. Okay, tokens transferred. Give me one moment and I will bring you all to a new map. Okay, do you see something different?
Yes, a road.
Yes.
Ooh, it's Strahd.
Drawn to did.
You paid
Alright.
good money for this, I know.
This was a forgot what this was from. It's like an encounter kind of thing. So yeah, you could place yourself however you like, but you're kind of approaching from the southwest of this map. As what you could see in the corner. You may not want to be there. All right, so
Gotcha.
as you are walking along this path, on the right-hand side, you can still see that like that forest is kind of creeping in. It's a little sparse, but imagine these trees are
moved them
like
for us.
tall, evergreen pine trees. A few like maples or whatever, but
Evergreen.
yeah, the ones that are really standing out and the ones that look like they have the most life in them are the evergreens. Up to the north of y'all, you see this farmland, like way past. There's probably an old house, but most of this is land that was clearly gated off at one point, but now it's just in complete ruins. The real thing that you notice that's still standing are these 3 scarecrows that are just kind of swaying in the slight breeze and this mist way up in the distance. But yeah, other than that, it's
Unsettling.
pretty quiet. Yeah, let me.
I'm gonna look. You said there's that field up to the north that's just like full of wheat.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly overgrown. Like you could tell it was probably either wheat or corn, one of the others. Maybe it's a mix of both at this point. But there's like weeds in there. There's bits of other kind of like plant. It's not very viable at this point.
Perception check on the scarecrows.
Yeah, I made a perception check on the wheat field, but I didn't see anything very well. Maybe because it's like it's too overgrown. Like I can't see into the rows or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever rows or columns that they had before, it's completely overgrown. Like
Yeah.
it's just kind of one big mess.
So I pull a firebomb out of my backpack and a flint and steel, and just get ready to.
You brought that out because when we were resting, I was actually doing some
Ruiz.
studying. And I learned a fire spell, and I'd really love to try it.
You wanna purge this field?
I say we aim at the scarecrows. Like, why not?
I got a pretty mean pitching arm.
Okay.
You
What
might
about you,
cause...
Vargas? You want to do a bonfire?
Not in the open field, no. We don't know who lives
fine.
here.
Nobody
You
lives
might
here. It's
cause a
abandoned.
blaze. You might cause a
don't know.
blaze that comes back to bite us.
Okay. I guess I don't want to destroy a village.
Well, that's not my concern. More of if the fire grows, it may trap us.
Aye,
Okay,
that's-
Joe, is there a wind and where's it coming from?
Yeah, the wind is coming from like behind you, and it's very faint. It's not. There's really not a whole lot.
Okay, so if we did start a large scale fire, the fire would not jump from the field.
Probably not. There's also kind of a dampness in the air too.
Gotcha.
So I mean, you'd be able to light some stuff on fire, sure, but it's
Okay.
probably not going to be as well as you might be able to get.
Cool.
But yeah, so what exactly are you all doing? You're just going to try to burn this field?
It
Yeah.
seems like that's what they want to do.
Listen, I said that I was studying, and I discovered this new spell, and I thought that those scarecrows looked like perfect target practice.
Aye, if you're needing target practice, that should be fine, I suppose.
All right. And as you all are approaching, let me double check something. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I have a perception from Roos, Leiden, Gideon, and can I please get one from Fargus?
Yep. Sorry.
Okay. So, Roos, Leiden, Gideon, as you're all kind of like talking and, kind of getting ready or whatever you were going to do in this moment of time, Fargus, you notice something in the north, that these 3 figures are almost appear to be moving, and then from the corner of your eye, this is like a split second, these figures drop down and are no longer visible. So these weeds and these grass are several feet high, probably some areas like 6, maybe even 7 feet. Some of them are a little lower and higher, but it's, you can clearly get lost in this. But those 3 figures are no longer visible from where you're at. So just ignore the map of where those things are,
Got it.
Damn it.
because those are just drawn in. I can't do anything about that.
Hey, right, that's enough. Get behind me. I think we may be due for some company. They just kind of gesture to where they were.
Should I throw the firebomb?
I knew I should have burned them.
Should I throw the
Fucking
firebomb?
sick-ass
Go
scarecrows.
for it.
I don't know.
Something is suspicious. I'm
Wouldn't-
going to
It's up to
Arcana.
you.
I think deeply about your words for a quick second. And then you're not looking at me, you're looking at the
Arson
field, but you can
tease,
hear
that's right.
the flint and steel start
Let's
scratching.
commit an arson.
You can hear the flint and steel scratch and then like
Let's
a hiss.
commit arson.
And Joe, I throw a firebomb right here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you throw the firebomb. The whole area kind of engulfs. You get about double the space. So instead of 4, kind of a 2x2 grid, you get like a 4x4.
Nice.
So let me. I think I have a token for that. Give me 1 second. Because as that happens, I would like everybody to roll initiative just in case as we get into a turn order.
Oh boy.
Fucking
I love that. Roll initiative. Oh, I pressed the wrong button, sorry.
Hold on. Come on. Let me find the things here.
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Make sure it is what I make sure to click your token.
I rolled in that one.
Oh no, I accidentally clicked on creamy vegan potato leek soup.
Ooh, nice.
Is that
Which
what you
sounds
see?
delicious, but
It sounds delicious, yeah.
Creamy vegan leek soup. Is that your new character if Layden dies?
yeah. I'm just a bowl of warming soup, and I'm there for you guys whenever you need me.
Oh, how did you put the fire thing on the map? That's cool.
There is an option if like at the top where you see like the chat box. If you go to the right of that is your art library. And
No,
so
we
I
don't have
so
that.
I just
That's-
Googled.
yeah.
Oh, you don't. Only the DM has it. Sorry.
Yep.
I thought everybody had that.
Should have.
Yeah, fireball! Fireball!
I had an 18 initiative, and it didn't go into the.
Yeah, you got to
I'll
click your.
manually put it in. Yeah, you have to make
Okay.
sure the token's selected. So roll it again.
Oh,
can select
okay.
it, that could be
I'm
the higher.
sorry.
I made that mistake because I got an 18 on my first roll too.
Well, you
So-
can change it then.
Okay.
I was
Well,
about to say, you can manually change it. Yeah.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'll give you the better.
okay.
Sorry, I just-
So, also seeing that the arson teens are having some fun, I just kind of shrug my shoulders and charge up a fireball in my right hand and just throw it into the field as well.
Okay.
We must drop debris, turn
Being
up debris.
exactly where you want to burn.
I want to burn here because I have a little bit more range. I'm aiming up by where they are,
Okay.
or where I saw them.
So boom, 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 just like that. As some of the surrounding
We're
areas
catching
catch
everything on fire.
Gideon, can you please make me a perception
Arson
check?
I will perceive, and I have perceived poorly, due to the fact that I have anal polyps that are acting up.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a tiefling thing, though, right?
It is.
That's a racial thing.
It's because I've got that tail. It's because I've got that tail, and it sometimes chafes.
Yeah, so it's a tiefling thing.
Yep.
That's right.
It's a foul blood thing. I don't understand.
All right. So, as these,
I turn and look at him angrily.
as this patch of overgrown farmland is getting torched in some areas, something stirs from the south right of you all, and sadly, you did not notice as a couple figures emerged.
Fuck's sake.
So over here, we were destroying the wrong place.
No, you're destroying the right place.
You said to the right.
I know.
There's multiple.
Oh, there's stuff over there too. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what you see are these two, basically skeletons clad in like this rusted bits of armor and scrap, as these bones kind of like clatter and reach towards your direction. They're wielding rusted and bent
Can
weapons.
cure wounds,
You can
fixes
see a couple of
polyps.
these like
Probably, actually.
gnarly cracked wooden bows strapped
Anal
across their
polyp.
back as they rush towards your direction, weapons drawn. And with that, both of them are going to rush towards Roos.
Strahd zombie. Strahd
Nice.
zombie and skeletons.
As both of them just start swinging with these.
Now is that Strahd,
Oh, boy.
zombie, and skeleton?
Both hit me.
Okay, and you take a total of 6 points of piercing damage as these two skeletons just kind of like jab these rusted blades into your flesh.
Nice.
Oof.
Very cool.
Oof.
Ouch. Oof.
You might want to get a tetanus shot.
Well, I don't know if there's vaccines in Faerun, so
Cure wounds. It's like a vaccine, right?
sure. I don't believe in cure wounds.
Fargus, you're up.
Seeing that, he was going to move up and assist. And because he took the time to improve his quarterstaff, he might actually be able to hit things.
Ooh, nice.
That hit?
That it does.
Yes.
Bonk.
Bonk!
With a nice bonk, you hear the bones crash and crumble away from the skeleton. It looks to be like you hit it, and you did some force to it, but it seems to be really susceptible to whatever you're doing. Does not like that at all.
Good.
Uh-oh.
It's important to note, he does count as a magical weapon at this point, too.
It's susceptible to bonkening damage.
It's
To bonk it.
it's
Did not like the
susceptible to
bonkening.
bonkening.
At all. Okay. And with that, something else happens. And
Yeah.
basically from the same direction, these figures begin to shamble right out of this tree line. As you see these corpses, they look to be in pretty much the same shape as that messenger that you saw not too long ago, as they kind of reach forward and groan. As like one of their like jaws kind of cracks and dangles a bit.
That's not good.
You can clearly tell that these are some sort
Oh,
of
boy.
civilians. And they are going to go. Okay, so the one next to Gideon rushes and doesn't seem to have enough momentum to swing as it's like kind of rearing up its arms. But the other one, though, swings at Fargus.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Ooh, okay. It's basically a bite and these 2 claws attacks all in a flurry of movement.
Oh boy.
Surprisingly amount of
Let's go.
dexterity.
He's getting fucked up.
I believe the 2 claw attacks miss, but the bite kind of sinks into your shoulder.
This is
4
correct.
points of piercing damage. Layden, you're up next.
Okay. So Layden says, I bet they were fucking humans. And then I start moving my
Wow,
hand.
okay.
I turn and look at her and then just kind of shrug.
I'm looking at you, like I hear what you say. I'm like, okay, like fuck you, seriously? Okay, asshole.
Especially considering the lady that we took the job for in the very beginning, the human.
Well, so, okay, we're not gonna go into why this is coming out now. I'm very upset over everything that's happened.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull out my drill and start mining for oil right here, because apparently it's making me piss you off so much. Like,
Bragging.
Okay.
So I start moving my hands together, and then I shoot my sphere of fire, and I'm gonna shoot it past. Like I want it past. Who's next to me? Gideon. Okay, I want it past Gideon, like here.
Okay.
So that it doesn't hit him.
Fuck, I really should have taken Thunderwave.
How big is the sphere?
It's a 5 foot.
I think it says 5 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can give you control of this.
nah, it says 60 feet. You see that right there?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
60
I don't know why
foot
it
sphere.
says it there, because on the description it says 5 feet.
It's a 60-foot range,
Yeah,
but it's a 5-foot area.
On a 5 foot sphere.
All right, Layden, I believe you have control of this now. So you can
This
move
is not
away.
good, guys.
Okay, so I'm
Hopefully we
gonna
don't
move
die
it
again.
towards around this guy. I don't want it to hit. It won't hit Gideon. If I
No,
put it
if you
here,
put it right on him,
Okay.
it won't hit me.
Put him right on. Okay, cool. So it's trying to dodge out the way. Let me.
Dex saving throw.
I'm gonna move it
Fail.
to the side because I can't click on the token.
Okay.
That is a -1.
Ha ha! Get burned!
Awesome.
Yeah, this thing is getting real toasty. And so 9 points of fire damage. As this like flesh is starting to burn away, it's some of the like the arm muscles and like it just like plops and falls to the ground. It smells horrible. And I need to do a quick check here. Okay. As that happens, you notice actually one of its legs gets fried at the joint and it plops down. And it's just kind of like balancing on like this one leg.
Ooh.
All right. Layden, do you want to do anything else?
No. I'm good.
Cool. Is it? How do I pronounce this?
Ruiz.
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 Okay, thank
Is
you.
that Welsh?
Totally screwed up.
I don't know. It was
I
in
don't
a
think I-
fantasy name generator.
I
So
don't think I attacked, though. Did my fireball
not?
count as my attack?
Yeah, it did.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
about spelling,
You
but
don't know what
Romero Ruiz is a Spanish name.
I was thinking
Release.
of Reese.
All right. Well, regardless, those astral arms you saw earlier, I conjured them again. As a bonus action. As you can see, like twilight peel off my arms and manifest into multiple limbs, so I can click on the right character sheet. Gosh. So those manifest, and I am going to, and I send a fist flying at the one right in front of me. I will it to do so.
Okay. Make your attack.
Yes.
That hits. 5 radiant damage. And
Yeah.
how do you destroy the skeleton?
I sort of I put my palms together in front of my face, and as I bring my arms down and make sort of like a blossoming motion with my arms, and that's what and the astral arms sort of fold out in that same motion, and then I adopt a boxer stance, and I shift my body forward as to throw a punch, but I don't punch forward with my arm. The astral fist just flies forward and just careens into the skeleton's head and knocks the skull back.
Awesome.
Call that the lotus position, baby.
Oh, yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to do?
Nice.
That's all.
Okay, Gideon, you have this now flaming zombie right in front of you. Like slopped off on the ground. Smells
And it looks
horrible.
weakened.
Yeah, it does look a little weakened, for sure.
So I am going to, since I can't back away now, I'm going to act tough, even though I am sickened by this disgusting scene in front of me, and the smell of death and burning flesh is overwhelming. And I just look at it and say, "Allow me to send you back to the grave." And then I grab its throat as electricity discharges from my hand.
Okay, go for it. All right, that hits.
Ugh, only 4 lightning, pathetic.
Yeah, so you reach for the throat. It's slimy, it's gross. You grab actually a bunch of flesh. It's just kind of with your fingers. You managed to zap. You know clearly that the spell worked, but I think it just didn't happen as well as you hoped it would.
Clearly.
It takes
It
4
just kinda
lightning.
and-
You take 4 points of discomfort.
That's you. Yeah.
Yeah, I just sickened. I just, as soon as I'm done with my spell, I just kind of throw my hand like that, trying to get the flesh, rotted flesh off my fingers. That's it.
All
That's-
right. And with that, sorry, I just had to put a little thing in the chat. The skeleton, the remaining one goes, and it's just gonna keep swinging at Ruiz. I think I got that right this time.
Joe, give yourself some inspiration.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. All right. With that, a 20 hits because I'm gonna use the inspiration.
Fuck!
So yeah, it swings at you, and it's completely telegraphed. It's not subtle in any way, so you managed to dodge out of its attack.
Yeah, I just sort of step backwards and like bend my torso backwards, and it's very slow attack.
Now, what I would like,
You're too slow.
actually, if all 4 of you would make me a perception check, that'd be wonderful.
I really fail.
Oh boy. I'm perceiving not good. Not good perceiving.
I am perceiving.
Continues to be the one thing that Fargus can do.
Yeah, it makes sense. You got this zombie with nasty flesh and everything, and bits falling off your fingers. But the rest of you all, you see some figures begin to appear from the, basically this farmland. As these moving, almost scarecrows begin to emerge from the line. You only see 2 of them at this point. And one of them seems to be missing, because you counted there was 3, at least from your initial reaction there. Okay, and okay, fun. I need to check something. Okay, so you see 1 begin to move up, and gets to here, right next to Fargus, and as it gets right next to Fargus, it's going to swing these claws that seem to be straw, but then underneath them there's like these weird blades that seems to be like dripping.
Oh boy.
It swings at you.
It's
and
poison.
15 hits.
Shield.
Shield. Okay.
Gonna go. He'll raise his shield to block it and let the arcanic mechanisms do their work.
Awesome. And as you are blocking and using this magical energy to defend yourself, you make eye contact with the one just past it, as it basically stands at the edge of this now burning field. And you begin to hear like a tingle, a whisper in the back of your mind. Please make me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
wee.
Oh, ooh-wee.
Whatever it was trying to do, this tingling, this sensation, almost like a needle poking in the back of your head, dissipates. You are okay. And it's your turn as well.
It was just kind of, with the kind of still holding the claws of the other one up, he's going to pull a small golden chain out from his pouch and kind of look to the zombie that's assailing Gideon. And he's like, "Hey, that's enough of that!" And he's going to whip it out and just kind of like let it unfurl. And with a bit of incantation, it's going to extend and make sure he's within range first of all. Perfect. It's going to extend and grow barbs into a hellish golden chain, and he's going to cast Thorn Whip.
Ooh, okay. Against which one?
Against the one that's assailing Gideon.
Oh, that's okay. Cool. Oh yeah, that hits.
Cool. It is pulled 10 feet directly towards me.
Okay, it's right next to you.
Does force movement provoke opportunity attacks?
Absolutely, it does.
Does it?
I
Fair
believe
enough.
it should. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So you can make a melee weapon attack, Gideon.
So yeah, it's pulling right up to you.
You're pulling the zombie. Okay, I thought.
Oh yeah, pulling the zombie. Yeah.
Yeah. So the orb stays where it's at. Gideon, you get an attack of opportunity as this zombie.
Nice. Can I do I attack with my weapon then?
Yeah, it's your weapon. You can't use like magic. This is just happening like a split second.
Hold on, where is it? There it is, my sickle.
You sadly, even though it's being pulled, you manage to get some of its like old clothes, but not any of the flesh.
I just whiff it as it's being pulled too quick.
Well, after that, the gold chain just kind of melts back into the small gold like necklace chain.
Okay. And something else happens. 15.
What
does it do? One of the arms falls off of this zombie as it plops to the ground and begins to wiggle. But you can tell that this thing is really falling to pieces, quite literally. It's missing a leg, now missing an arm. It doesn't look too good. And with that, as this like the zombie, this creature begins like moving whatever bits it has left connected to its form, Layden and Gideon, you notice that the leg that that was cut off, or rather burned off, is like trying to wiggle away, but this like flaming sphere burns it up instantaneously.
Oh god!
Like it was moving on its own. But the weird thing though is that as this arm plopped and is in the ground right next to Fargus, it tries to claw at his feet. And yeah, give me one moment. Yep. Claw attack with disadvantage, and it just hits the dirt next to you. It like was a few inches shy of trying to grab at you.
Gideon almost pukes. Just almost.
For someone fascinated with pieces of dead bodies, you kind of have a weak stomach, dude. Like,
I wasn't fascinated. Whatever.
He's pretty
measure
with like dry dead.
That was for science.
I was about to say those are dry dead. These guys are still juicy.
These are wet dead. These are juicy.
Oh, they're
maggoty, wormy. I mean, tell me that you see a piece of a rotting corpse try to wiggle away and you don't almost puke, especially after you got it on your hands.
I don't know. I kind of feel something that I don't want to talk about.
Oh god.
Oh no. So real quick, so Fargus, I just want to make sure that initial 10 feet hole, did you want it where it's at right now, or a little bit left?
I wanted it where it was.
Initially. Okay, cool. Yeah, because the attack was then at Ruiz, so my apologies, as I'm still getting the token set. Yeah, so it's just a different target. It misses, it's not even close. But as with that, the remains of the zombie does in fact try to attack you, Reese. So it tries to bite and then claw you with its good arm there. Bite misses you entirely, but the claw manages to kind of grab you at your side, dealing 6 points of slashing damage.
Good thing it didn't have advantage. Good.
Quite a bit rough.
And as for the other Zombo, looks at Fargus as a delicious meal here. Bites.
You're looking like a snack, homie.
Others do.
The bite manages to get past your defenses for 5 points of piercing, but the claws just bounce off your shield.
To be fair, when his
Frank
teeth are already there, it's not hard to just keep chewing.
Frank Zamba. Frank Zamba.
Okay, Leda.
So
I'm about to
I
blast these fuckers.
move my sphere and I can slam it into these two guys here. Can I do that? Like here?
I believe it's only
Alright.
5 feet.
Yeah,
so
it's
you
one
take-
target.
take one
It's
target.
5 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought since they were right next to each other.
It's they're on a spot, but it's 5 feet space. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm gonna do it to this guy here, who's not
Okay.
already on fire, who wasn't on fire.
Cool. All right, and I believe you have to roll, or I'm still not familiar with the spell.
He has
It's
to.
Dex save.
Dex save. Cool.
Yeah.
5 foot diameter. Pierce an unoccupied space of your choice to dex save. Okay, make a dex save throw. Alright, and how does the Skelly do that? Is a 16 though from the Skelly. These things are rattling and jiving and wiggling the bones and
Okay, boys, let's rattle.
it's just rattling.
That's my bonus action as well, apparently. It said as a bonus action.
Bone rattle.
I just
Yes.
read that.
So you can
Okay.
move it as a bonus action, so you'd still have your action.
So I
you
still
can
have
use a
action.
spell
Okay,
or
cool.
cast a cantrip, and move and attack.
Okay, so I'm going to. I didn't think this far in advance. 1 second. So let's see what other spells I have. Oh, okay. I know one that actually does do damage that might be helpful. Is my ice knife. That's right. Fire and ice, baby.
Oh yeah. Element.
Oh,
Icy hot. Let's go.
exactly. Right at them. So, how far can I throw that though? That's the question.
Let's see what the
Pretty
spell.
far. I think it's a 60-foot. I'm not certain. Let me
Click
check.
info ice knife. That is a 60-foot range.
Uh-huh.
Boom,
Awesome.
boom.
And
Sweet.
also
So I'm gonna
targets anything
throw.
within 5 feet of it.
Right. So I'm gonna throw it at this guy, the first one, standing here, because I think he's more in my line of
The zombie.
this one.
Cool.
Let me do that. I'm like, I'm doing it. Don't press it.
You should, if you can, please do it at this one
Yeah.
because the explosion, if it's on the other one, will hit me.
Okay, I'll do it on this one
Yeah.
then.
Gracias.
1 second.
Or Los Todos.
What did I do for
Gracias.
you?
Ice knife. Ice.
That hits.
Okay, that hits.
It's an ice
Or
knife.
Points of piercing damage.
Hello, Mitchie. Hello,
Hello,
Mitchie.
Mitchies.
Mitch.
Oh.
Mitch him up. Mitch him.
They also need to make a dexterity saving throw
Ma?
that's against your wisdom saving, so that's what, 13?
What's up, man? Bonus.
13,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
Five
There you
feet
go.
as well.
I can't believe I missed that. Bonus
Oh,
action.
it doesn't fucking matter. I'm still taking the damage. Alright, well at least I'm good at
Well,
dexterity.
you're
Well,
dodging. You don't know.
As I would say, it's save or miss. So if you can succeed the save, you're a monk with a
Yeah.
dex save. So like, I have faith in you, buddy.
Is that
Don't worry, you won't get hit by the ice sniff.
I use my inspiration.
Yeah, because that would have hit you. Also, Layden, can you please roll 2d6 for that cold damage?
Yes. Okay.
Type /R space 2d6.
/R 2d6. Is there a space?
Not in a 2d6.
Yes.
No.
So it's /R space.
/R space
Like
2d6.
that.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
There you
7
go.
points.
Ooh, 7.
All right, and with that, so that does some good.
Probably gonna
stuff.
kill him before I get to do anything.
All right, so basically the ice knife hits the skeleton, cracks some of the bones, explodes inside of it, hitting obviously the core of the skeleton as well as the zombie nearby, almost hitting Ruiz, but he managed to duck just in time. The skeleton is still standing, but
You did that
just barely.
intentionally.
It's holding on by like just like a tether of these bones just trying to connect to each other. The magical energy that's keeping this alive is almost dissipating. And the skeleton and the zombie here, something fun happened to it. As it,
Ooh.
let's see. Let me see. That is a 16. The other arm slaps off of the zombie and falls to the ground. There are two writhing and squiggling arms that are now flailing on the ground, reaching towards Ruiz. As the zombie that has one leg. It's very Monty Python right now, as it's just like these gross maggoty arms are like reaching towards Ruiz.
Come back here, I'll bite you!
A scratch your arms
Doge,
off.
duck, dive,
No, it
dip,
isn't.
and dodge. That's right. Okay,
Yeah,
Mitch,
and
so
with
I'll
that,
fill
that
you
worked real
in.
Ruiz.
So, last week,
Yeah.
our sweet Yarick sacrificed
Cool.
himself in order to resurrect
it's like-
Fargus. He is now returned as a
As
monk
a action,
named Ruiz.
I would like to
We found the gates of Barovia,
use an astral fist
emanating with
against the
strange
zombie.
magic. We
Cool.
walked inside, only to immediately find a letter that made us realize this entire thing was a trap
Ooh,
to
that
be
is
fed to a vampire. And I went to try to leave, and there was a fog gate preventing me from passing out.
I
So
sort of
we're
lose
trapped.
focus for a second, and as it's about to hit him, it just sort of, the fist like disappears for a second, and I'm like, wait, hold on, and I focus again, and it appears behind him, and then I'm going to try to make another attack.
And as
That
we
hits.
walked
Cool.
down the road trying to find a village, we saw
think the
three
arms, like, reaching
scarecrows in
through
the
your
field,
toes is
which then disappeared as we were swarmed
Okay,
by
and
zombies.
how do you slay this basically just rotting corpse?
Well, when I make the fist rematerialize, I essentially make it turn around, and I punch it through the back of its skull, and it's like its face, or this is a zombie actually, not the skeleton. I punch it through its face, and like, boom, like Mortal Kombat type, face explodes,
Oh, no,
goes boom, and it's all over me. I'm like, oh fuck, this is disgusting. Why did I do this?
Disgusting.
Oh,
There's
God.
also like
I'm
writhing
an idiot.
maggots and shit.
I did not think this one through. I do have an 8 in intelligence.
But yeah, the corpse just splatters about, gets almost to actually Gideon as it like lands bits and bits of chunk on like right at the tips of the boots. But yeah, it's, the zombie here is no more.
Ugh!
And the arms that were like reaching for you just seem to like twitch and then fall completely lifeless.
I'm gonna move as well.
Okay. Take
you want-
opportunity from the
yeah.
skelly.
I just don't want to get locked down here.
Misses. Just
Perfect.
get some of your clothes.
I'm gonna move here.
Disgusting. Oh, Lars, you're here. What's up,
That changes
homie?
what I'm going to do on my turn, but that's okay.
Right here.
All right.
Sickening.
Actually, one.
There.
This is 5 feet. That's 10 feet. If I have with my fists, I have a 10-foot range. Can I hit this from right here?
So, you know what will help? Let's just give you an aura of 10 feet. I'm just going to make it like a gray.
That's a good idea.
Bam, there you go.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
That's everything in the hit. That's a solid idea.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's in range now.
Cool. And I have my turn there.
Cool. Gideon, you're up next.
Okay, let me spec this situation. So we have 3 of them alive.
You see a skeleton just hanging out by a thread, a zombie that looks to be undamaged, this now scarecrow creature undamaged, and there's one also at the very ridge line.
Yes,
So
see
you have
him
not
over
seen
here.
one more as well.
Okay, so hold on. I'm trying to figure out 15-foot cone. So there, I'm trying to think if I can hit all 3 of them.
Well, you're gonna hit Fargus.
He's not a creature.
Yes, I am.
He is in fact a creature.
He's. Oh, I took burning hands because I thought it wouldn't hit my teammates.
No, it's just easier to position so that it doesn't.
Gotcha.
There you go.
15-foot cone.
You can definitely hit the skeleton.
You can move that
inside.
however you want, yeah, because it's from where you are, and then you hit basically these like 3 tiles.
Can Fargus take a bonus action to evade it?
Oh, it'd have to be a reaction.
Oh. Fuck. I'm trying. I really want to use burning hands, but I don't want to kill Fargus because.
No, actually, no. Actually, it's cool.
Why?
Just trust me. It's cool.
Okay.
He consents to being incinerated. Go ahead.
So, all right. So I move into that position, so I'd be able to hit all three then, aiming it.
You have
just
control of the token, so you can place it.
Oh.
It's just, it helps. Like, there's some other official tools, but this is just what I found online.
That's
so
a nice one.
The
That's a good
corner's
tool.
like right on you. So
Yeah. So I'm trying to like rotate it in such a way that it would hit all three. I can't turn it clockwise. I can only have
Yeah.
it like that.
Like that.
But yeah, so let's just say it hit all three. So I go
Cool.
over there, and I kind of smirk. I smirk to myself because I'm ready to fuck these guys up. I begin channeling arcane energy around me. The air begins to shimmer as it starts bursting into flames, which then condense into my fingertips. And then I splay them out like this, and it just shoots a gut of fire all over the place as I yell, Fargus! You might want to dodge.
Yeah, hearing him do the incantation, Fargus is going to smile, roll, like unfold the folds of his glove, revealing a contraption around his wrist that he will just kind of twist. I'm still going to make the dexterity save, of course.
Okay.
But he is going to cast Absorb Elements.
Ooh, okay.
So do I want to cast this at level 2, I guess?
That's not a dodge.
Actually, capture something and lessens the effect. And storing it for your next melee. Ooh, cool.
Oh, that's
That's why
perfect.
it's on the glove.
I'm so glad that you have that, because now I can just AoE without you dying.
Well, he didn't. He still got hit. But
I still
Oh,
take,
that's
still take
20.
half damage. But
yeah.
What's up, Hack
So
Slash?
half of 11. 5.
No, there's
Yeah, you
plenty of
round
them
down.
here.
Let me make a dodge here. I'm gonna move this token out the way so I can actually click on things. Come on.
Cast the arcane energy and just
Come on, come on.
Come on in.
There's
That is
flames.
a 13.
Flames
I don't
just
know
shoot
if
out of my
that's
fingertips.
It's 13.
Ooh, that sucks. Scarecrow does not like that at all. Tell you that.
yeah, I was
much.
about to say,
No?
That is not good for the Scarecrow. What is that?
I didn't want to say anything, but they're made out of dry straw and wood.
Yeah, that's why I
the
wanted to
thing
use it.
catches on fire, it's burning, it's screeching this high-pitched whine, really high pitch, like pierces inside your head as you see like it being ignited, like
Boggers.
this, almost like this like black smoke rises and reaches towards the sky. It's still up, but the effect was really successful against the Scarecrow. But sadly, the zombie, it like burns some of the clothes away and maybe a little tiny bit of flesh, but not enough for it to mean anything.
Okay. So that was the damage there, was 8.
So yeah, the damage 8. Cool.
Did it? So it automatically
No.
rolled it for me? Or
Yeah,
do I-
the damage was 14. It's 8 as a level 1 spell, but since you cast it with the level 2 spell slot, it's 14. It's 8 plus 6.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you just add those together.
Yeah.
I'm confused, but okay.
Burning Hands is a level 1 spell, right? So,
It
so
increases by 1d6 for each level slot.
yes. So you rolled an 8 with just the level 1 spell itself.
Mhm.
But you roll, if you mouse over the 8, it says 2 plus 5 plus 1. That's the 8.
If you
Now,
hover over it, you could see the
Yeah.
numbers.
and
Oh, okay.
with the higher level cast, you rolled
get
a
the
6 for the.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I understand now. Okay. So the zombie was able to avoid it mostly. All right, gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It still takes half, but yeah, it managed to get it out of the way, but it burns a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay, and Gideon, anything else you'd like to do? I'm just gonna put this over here in case we need it later.
I don't do anything else except for wink at Fargus.
All right.
Yeah, he'll kind of give a thumbs up with the gloved hand, which is now like singed in embers,
Charred.
like the
Yeah.
threads. Like the threads are like glowing embers. You can see like the pads of the fingers also have like small flames licking out of them. Just kind of put a thumbs up with his chops, and his hair is still kind of embered too, but he's good.
Your hair's singed, your beard's embered.
Love it. And with that, the remaining skeleton moves forward and swings at Gideon. It is a 13 to hit, and just misses you as it catches some of your clothes.
Oh, good.
Hell
Good.
yeah.
Rusted blade Okay. And as this moves on, are things that are just appearing off the ridgeline. So the scarecrow is like screaming and it's on fire. There's another one right at the ridge. And as this happens, the final one kind of shows itself as it walks past out of the line there. So, as this is happening, the one that's on fire is going to just try to claw at Fargus.
Good luck, bitch.
That is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Dealing 8 points of slashing damage. Please make me a wisdom saving throw.
You're gonna get mind poisoned.
Probably.
Oh man, you're about to...
You're not gonna roll that wisdom save for me, bud? And do that thing? There we go.
Okay, yeah. So again, it cuts through. It burns. But whatever is like on its nails, you feel it kind of like seeping into your bloodstream, but you manage to kind of like fight it back. As that also happens, this one that's not on fire on the bridge line is going to move here, walks into the ring where the astral hands are, and looks over at Ruiz. And Ruiz, please make me a wisdom saving throw.
Step
no.
into the ring.
It's gonna mind blast you.
Wow, I am so happy that I picked a feat that gives me proficiency in wisdom saving throws.
Yeah, so it's like staring at you and like tries to, again, you feel like this needle in the back of your head, like right at the base, like at the spine there. But
Nice.
whatever it's trying to do, you manage to.
That's not a seductive. That's
And
not a
the last
seductive
one.
wink. That's me being sickened. That's me being.
Gets
I'm
right up
sickened by
next to
you.
you and just tries to claw at you.
So how's it going,
That is a
Hackslash? How you
one.
doing, Mitch? How your nights?
And as it misses completely,
Critical
it actually
miss.
it actually catches on fire from the one standing next to it. And burns it.
I fucking love critical misses.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's gonna take some damage. It does not like what just happened to it.
He missed his attack so bad he caught on fire.
And it is now got not completely on fire. A little bit's got singed, but it does not like that as it like screams.
Jillian got off early. You guys didn't have to
Targets.
cater a volleyball meet or something today, did
Right.
you?
So, looking kind of battered and bruised, but
Oh damn, we lost
he's
viewers.
just gonna kind
bro.
of smile.
Must have
and
posted
kind of
cringe.
Grip the
I'm gonna AoE the fuck out
quarterstaff
of these
with
guys.
two hands, and just kind of let the fire breathe it for a moment. He's just gonna kind of baseball swing at the
The weak one.
scarecrow closest to him. Yeah.
Oh, that hits.
Oh damn, I was hoping you would attack the zombie because I'm about to burning hands again.
So yeah, you managed to catch it.
And that's fire damage.
Oh, that is fire
Oh.
damage. Okay.
The 1d6, the 5 points is fire damage. The 4 is just
Awesome. Yeah, because I was gonna say, as you hit, you're like hitting straw, and you feel like you're not really doing too much to it. But the real kicker is as this like burst of flame from your weapon, from your spell there, you immediately ignite the thing. And how do you finish off this scarecrow?
Yeah, so just kind of gritting his teeth and kind of still in pain from the last flurry of attacks, just grip and swing and just with like on the back heel, just catch it like the upper half of it and just kind of launch it back into the burning field over here.
Yeah, and it just goes flying, zooms. And actually, yeah, it just lands right at the edge, and that fire's still growing a little bit, so it actually just burns
Oh, I forgot to fucking cast mage armor.
completely.
Right,
Still
we're not done
don't
yet.
hear the zombie by you, though.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
All right, anything else?
Nope, that's it. But the important thing there is we've got the reaction back.
There you go. And with that, the remaining zombie that's right next to you as you just batted away that scarecrow is going to be swinging at you. It's coming in to bite and to claw at you.
No!
We are going to be using
Light
the shield
misses.
again, but
But
that
how are
22
you?
still
How do you
hits.
want to? Yeah, how do you want to shield this? So okay, so you shield, you blocking the, I'm assuming, second attack, But
It's a reaction. It's a reaction to the first attack. Shield lasts
I
until
need to quit
the start of
typing
my
on
next
my
turn.
Xbox.
So
It's so
okay.
fucking slow.
Gotcha.
You're typing on your Xbox
Yeah,
right now, homie?
It's just
yeah,
that
that's
these
slow
claws
as
just
hell.
kind of reach in and just
Chick-fil-A
kind of
opened across the street,
rip
so we
through the
slowed down.
natural
Well, I'm
barrier.
glad that you slowed down a
Hardens
little
down.
bit, I guess. Considering you probably don't make much from tips, so.
Oh,
hit it.
No! Damn, you're gonna have to sell your soul again.
listen, I have no real emotional investment to you people, so it's gonna have to be one of you two.
Uh-huh.
Like,
You
you
don't
made me a
get
nice
tips, man.
coffee,
There you go.
but I don't know.
Great. Okay, well, I'm very upset, obviously. So I'm gonna,
Do you have healing word?
I can heal him, but I have to touch him. So, and I used my bonus action already.
Well, no,
So-
it's your
You can
turn.
use it again.
It's your
I can
turn.
use
It's
it
the
again.
start of
Can
your
I-
turn.
It's at one per
you get a bonus action every round.
I do. Okay, so what I want to do then is, 1 second, let me, Jesus, okay.
Can't wait to use
I
disguise.
have
I'll have to come up
Balm
with
of the
something
Summer
better.
Court. And so as a bonus action, I'll use that. But first, my first action, I am so upset, so I'm gonna take my quarterstaff and how I can move
6 squares.
6 squares. Okay, let's see. Can I move diagonally?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, my
1,
sister actually
2.
wrote an entire
This guy
bio.
right here is on fire. Is that right?
It is not on fire. The skeleton that was actually on fire is like way
And
up in the north.
her
It's just
background
like
is
a
her
pile of
whole
ash.
village was killed by
That one
fracking.
is just basically
Actually.
how when I tint it red, it means that it's below half and it's like really
Okay.
damaged. That's how I try to visualize for y'all.
So
you have
I'm
cure
gonna
wounds.
go. I know,
Okay.
but I have to put
To touch him.
hands.
Okay.
So, and I have to go through that guy if I want to get to Fargus. So I'm gonna go to here and
Okay.
use my quarterstaff on that guy right in front of me.
Swing at the skelly.
Swing at Mr. Skelly. My
Have we-
two-handed
Oh, Shillelagh is
quarterstaff.
pretty
Wait, what
sweet.
just happened? What the heck? What? 1 second. I did something stupid. Okay.
Oh, I was looking at yours, that's why. I was
Oh,
looking at your spells.
thanks. Okay, so that didn't do shit.
Don't worry, I'll deal with it. Just walk by it and heal.
Yeah, but so you can actually stay in its reach without provoking an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, because you can move right here and then right here.
Okay. So
Walk
I'm
on
gonna
the
move
corpse.
here.
Yeah, you can definitely. You're still within 5 feet, so
Okay.
you kind of skirt around it. There's this like nasty body in front of you, but you can walk past it. It smells horrible.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't mind. I've seen
This
worse.
is some next level nerd shit. Killed by what? We're gonna get her
So
entire village was
wait,
killed
let me
by
just
fracking.
see if
The
this is
next level
better.
nerd shit though.
Okay, so Balm of the Summer
Fuck
Court.
you.
You can spend a
Baldur's
number.
Gate. I
of-
just started playing it. So good.
So you have three healing dice, and you can spend a number equal to half of it, but unfortunately it's rounded down. So you can only
So that's
spend
only
1d6. However, it's 1d6 plus 1 temporary hit point.
So no matter what, he'll get at least 2.
At least 2, yes.
So I'm gonna do that. So
Okay.
I roll 1d6. Is that what happens, or do I click on that?
Yeah, you can just roll
Thank my
1d6.
bio.
That's fine, and just drop one resource from the thing.
So sorry, I'm so bad at remembering. 1d6. Is that how I do it?
Yep.
Did perfectly.
And then I drop what?
You just so if you have a Balm of the Summer Court resource,
Uh-huh.
right, in your character sheet,
Yeah.
just subtract 1. You're at 2.
Okay.
So you're at 5 hit points, Fargus, with 1 temp hit point.
Okay, I don't see where I
Trying
have
to
2
find
of
good
that,
art
but I'm just...
for it. This anime one looks good.
So you see where you're on the right-hand side where it says personality trait, idea, bonds, flaws, all that text for your RP. Like give you some of that.
Yeah.
Right below that, you see it says Balm of the Summer Court in small.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all
There
good.
we go.
It's all good. Yeah, but camera sees that Fargus, their eyes open up. Some wounds definitely on Fargus, but he's awake.
He'll just kind of shoot you that his signature smile and pick himself up.
I'm
And
clearly relieved.
And with
Go
that, Ruiz, you're up.
I'm going to shoot an actual fist at this guy.
Ooh, all right, go for it. That does not hit.
I'll fucking do it again.
That does hit.
Chow. Bam.
Oof. As you easily dispatch it, it is crumbles to dust.
So the way I kill it is that I actually reached forward with the first one didn't actually hurt him because it reached behind the back of its head, and I pulled it closer, and the other one also went behind the back of its head, and I slammed it
How dare you
against
say this is some next level nerd shit?
its face, and just sort of its head exploded. I mean, I'm really into heads exploding. It's sort of like
Oh, yeah. I see it.
Did you just watch season 2 of The Boys?
Yes, yes.
I
No,
knew
that's
it.
not it. Though. I don't. Yeah, no, it was great. The twist ending there.
AOC.
Yes. Oh, that's AOC.
Don't spoil.
Yeah, I didn't even see season
Just
one.
picturing that as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And just,
All right.
I'm gonna move. If you want to make an opportunity attack, do it.
You will.
Youch.
That is a big youch. 6 points of slashing. Please make me a wisdom saving throw.
Don't
You are
die,
okay.
buddy.
You are
Beats it,
okay.
beats it,
Whatever it's
baby.
trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to move back here because I think I know what Gideon's up to, and I want no part. So
Okay. Gideon.
All right, it's my turn, and 2 of them are dead. Okay, so all of them are dead except for a zombie and those 2 right there.
yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
So, once again, encouraged by my success last time, I am going to actually. I only have 2 level 2 spell slots, right?
Yes.
I believe so.
Okay, so. Oh, I forgot. I also have darkness, which I got from being a shadow sorcerer, but I don't know if that's going to be useful right here.
It's more useful to like hide a light source because it's magical darkness. Or you can so the thing about darkness is that it's magical darkness, and people
Right.
with dark vision can't see through it. Only you can see through your own magical darkness or warlocks.
Yeah, certain warlocks, yeah.
With devil's sight.
I'm just trying to think if it'd be more useful to kill these 2 things
Just
here
kill
or with
them.
dark. Yeah.
Just kill
Okay.
them.
So
Yeah,
once
murder them.
again, encouraged by my previous success, I begin channeling the arcane energy from within me and around me, and again it shimmers near me as it bursts into flames in my hand, and then once again I reach out my fingers, splay them out, and flames bursting out. And I'm gonna roll this as a level 2 again. And fuck, that's a lot of damage.
All right. Yeah. So 1.
That is a lot of damage.
16. All right. They need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Somebody
Let's see if
call for
those rickety old bastards can jump out of the way.
They do not. Both of them.
And they do not. They fucking get wrecked.
So is that 17? Oh, okay. I need to do a little bit of
In the
math.
second last
34
episode.
if they're
34 if they're
vulnerable.
vulnerable.
All right. So
Also,
the first one
Jinx.
Well, I
immediately
won't give
engulfs
you
in
any
flames
spoilers
and
other
is
than
just gone. Like straight up just ash.
Reduce the ash.
The other one gets
Reduce the ash.
severely burned. It is still up, but just barely.
Just a smoking pile. As the flames shoot from my hands and rocket across, it just pummels them, almost filling the scarecrow with magical fire, and it just bursts into flames as it shoots out of its empty eye sockets. Yeah, I spirit bomb them. Kamehameha.
Love it.
Well, it's the skeleton
All right.
spins, but they don't appear to be alive. So
So they get removed from tracker.
Take that,
Goodbye.
skeletons.
Gideon, are you going to move at all?
Am I gonna move at all?
That's a-
I'm
that's a
going
little
to actually move over here next to that skeleton or that zombie to hopefully take the blow for Fargus if it attacks again.
Okay.
oh, a sorcerer tanking. Wow.
All right. I like
Not
that.
It's
bad.
less of it's more of tanking of desperation.
Gotcha.
Okay, and with that, the scarecrows go, the remaining one. As it's like
Get fucked.
on fire, it's just rushing, and it rushes at you, Gideon, because it is just gonna
You're the
attack
source
by
of
you.
the fire.
And this claw reaches out, tries to slash at your back. That is a 16 to hit.
And I pop shield as I see it charging at me. I use my level 1 spell slot as a reaction.
And that
What's
is
your-
what?
It's
Plus
+5.
5.
Plus 5, yeah. It does not get past your shield. As it was just about to hit your flesh, you managed to
And
stop it. Dead
I just pop the shield out right as its claw is about to hit me, and it just bounces off the sort of shimmering arcane surface.
love it. And with that, Fargus.
It would have hit me if I didn't pop shield,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely would hit you.
Yeah.
Kind of looking at that zombie, we're gonna take the opportunity to cast some healing on myself.
All right.
So
Oh, you're
kind of,
curing your wounds there, buddy.
hey, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh jeez. Oh heck.
Ooh wee.
Ooh wee, Mr. Stinky Buttholes.
Okay.
Fargus,
Stretch.
anything else
Hey,
you'd like to-
JR, welcome to
I
the show.
believe that is it.
All right. I'm a little
boy,
behind.
here I go
in
healing
chat
again.
because I've been
Oh
checking my
boy.
character
All right.
sheet.
This Zombo has 3 targets. He doesn't know who to text. Let's see who does. That is going towards Gideon now.
It's always clockwise. He always does it clockwise. Never mixes it up.
Sorry.
No,
Want me to go
just-
counter it next time?
Just mix it up. Don't be afraid to mix it up.
Absolute.
Yeah, fine. Okay. All right, so it's going to try to bite you, and these 2 arms are going to claw at you. The
Luckily-
arms do not get close to you, but its gnarly,
Oh, yeah.
dripping mouth kind of gets a bit of your shoulder for
I-
4 points of piercing damage.
He's got a 19
Oh,
AC right.
He's got a 19, yeah, so misses all attacks. Thank you for that. Because it holds to his next
Shield. Shield's great.
Shield's very good.
Oh, my shield was still up?
Yeah.
It
Well,
lasts
I should go for the next
What
Dude,
turn.
okay. I'm so glad I cast it then. That saved me from a fuck ton of damage.
Yeah, dude, shield is fucking awesome. It's amazing.
I didn't know what shield was, but I remember someone saying like Eldritch Knights can use shield in addition to like Blade Ward and all that, so they can just soak infinite damage.
Yeah, being shield helps you be in the fucking fight as a wizard. Good shit.
Yep.
And with that, lead him.
Eden Baraka Magfada. I think that's how you pronounce it.
No, I think that's pretty good. That guy is right there next to me. Hello
Yep.
there. So I'm gonna try my quarterstaff again. I'm not
Oh.
feeling like I want to use my magic. Take a little break. Let's see.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the
Nope.
water. They
Does
turn the
not hit.
friggin' frogs gay.
Actually,
I'm sick of this shit. Thank you for the sub, bitch.
you still have
Actually, I
bonus
haven't had a
action.
sub in like
You
a
still
week,
have your
sadly,
spell
so
if you wanna try to
appreciate
burn
it.
True. I think I'll take it, and from down here,
Do the
I'll
ego-
smash it into
ego
him.
pose?
I'll put it right next to it though, so you can touch him.
Thank you.
Touch him.
And needs to make a dex.
You gonna touch
I
him?
remember.
Yeah.
That is a 7. I believe that fails.
Bonk.
Give me the damage, please.
Okay, that's a
Homie's
D6, right?
getting bonked.
Give me garbage.
Is it just a d6 or is it 2d6?
It's 2d6, I believe.
It's 2D. Okay, 2D6.
Your quarterstaff does 2d6?
No, flame
No,
spear.
that's my fire.
Spear.
Oh, okay.
7
My
points.
higher
Burns
spear.
away. Basically, reaches and you get like kind of the back and side of this zombie as it sizzles away some of its side and it now exposing the ribs and the like decaying internal organs. Gideon get a nice stench of that. It's disgusting.
I once again gag and almost puke. I may be fine with killing people and slitting throats, but I'm not okay with the smell of rot.
You see, as I watch him burn, you see like my 1,000-yard stare. I'm clearly remembering something.
Fracking.
Not the fracking.
Am I sorry to interrupt here. I just had a weird thought. Am I misremembering? Is it 5th edition? Can you still do it in 5th edition? Because in previous editions, as I haven't played them in forever, can you use the action to attack with the other side of the quarterstaff if you're wielding it two-handed?
There's some weapons. That's a feat, I think.
It's a feat? Okay.
It's a feat.
I was just curious, because like I knew that was like one of the appeals of the quarterstaff before.
Cool.
Yeah, it was to deal 1d4.
Yeah, 1d4
yeah.
with twice. It was effectively wielding 2 daggers. Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Awesome.
I don't. I think it might be like polearm master or spear mastery or something.
Oh yeah, polearm master does let you attack with the other side of the weapon. But...
Okay. I move up here.
All right. Make your attacks.
First one's gonna go in Scarecrow.
Okay. That hits. 6 radiant. Yeah, you. However you want to slay this thing, it is no longer of this world.
Radiant.
I backhand it. I backhand its face, and the light, the holy energy from my fists is enough to break any unholy binding that keeps it together as it just shudders and falls apart as a flaming mess.
Love it.
And I'm going to astral. I'm in range of the zombie, I believe.
Yes, you are.
So I'm going to astral fist. Does that hit?
That also hits.
Oh, so is that a bonus action?
Yes. So monks can attack with an unarmed attack as a bonus action.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I get more of
monks
those attacks as I level up.
That's fucked up. So you can attack like 4 times at max level or something?
Yeah, actually, you know what, Joe? I'm also gonna. I have one more key point, and I'm pretty sure this is the end of the session. So I'm going to do flurry of blows, and I'm going to attack.
Okay.
If that hits.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, monks just so you know, monks get to attack a lot. They get so many attacks. It's ridiculous.
Oh, we should have played a monk then, there, bud.
I love monks. I play monks like 2 other games.
Both hit. Give me the damage for both.
Nice.
Please.
Extended my sub. Got you, homie. That's right.
So as one arm sails around and breaks the scarecrow, it comes swinging back around my head as one does a quick jab to the zombie's chest. The other one does a right hook.
So how's it
against
going,
the
JR?
jaw.
Haven't seen you in a little bit. How's your music?
I'm just
going?
like, I'm not even moving. Like, I'm just standing here. I like, oh.
Well, one of those hits with just enough force kind of pops off its arm and falls to the ground and withers and wiggles, and it creeps towards Layden, trying to claw at her feet.
I don't like that.
Even in death, his
This is
feet
a lot of
fetish
trolling.
remains.
But yeah, it is about to collapse. It looks like. Gideon, you're up.
Okay, it's my turn, so I'm just going to try and finish this son of a bitch off. I once again begin charging arcane energy, but I've exhausted a lot of my mana, so I'm not capable of a massive gout of fire anymore. So I just channel it into a small, condensed ball and rocket it out of my hand, aiming at its chest, at its center mass. And that hits. 6 fire.
All right, and it is, yeah, 6 fire. It is up, but just barely. And let me double check to see if anything interesting happens. One of its legs, as you hit the chest, like
One of its legs fall
one
off.
of it just kind of slides off in the ground and twitches and writhes.
It's like in Fallout 3 when you get the bloody mess perk, you shoot somebody and like both their arms pop off. It's just like, okay, sure.
That's
Damn,
right.
we just be darkest dungeoning this music forever.
Yep.
Yes.
It's an hour playlist.
Yeah.
Probably
fair.
almost done with it. Yep. Scarecrows are gone. That means it is Fargus' turn.
Right. because it was cool and I want to do it again, he's gonna kind of unravel the chain from around his fist again. He's going to lash out at the zombie in front of him.
Oh yeah, you know that is.
Woo! Yeah, Fargus. Fargus is really going with his thorn whip.
Hey man,
Well, with
sometimes you just gotta let him know.
that, it is
let him-
very much so dead.
Gotta let him know who's daddy.
However you want it to
Exactly.
go. But it
So yeah,
is-
he'll just kind of follow.
Just like beating the
Ruiz's,
zombie to death with the whip.
Mark, he'll kind of lash out behind it, and kind of
I
turn
can't
around,
make
catch it with his
noises
hand,
mouth.
and just kind of pull it in for a headbutt. Just kind of like drive it.
and with
I mean,
that,
it's all piercing damage. So.
yeah, and with that, as these like thorns kind of like pierce into it, the whole rest of this shambling corpse falls to the ground. Its hand that was just about to try to claw at Layden basically collapses. A few of the fingers are like on Layden's boots, as now it's just like a lifeless corpse. Everything else has been destroyed. There's a fire kind of raging, been starting to die out to the north of you all. The scarecrow next to you, Ruiz, is like still smoldering as bits are flying into the air as this like almost blackish energy kind of rises out of it and swirls and gets kind of engrossed into the clouds, into the sky. But you are all alive and you have survived.
We're alive. We're alive.
Just
Nicely
kind of
done.
wipe the blood from the corner of his mouth. I think
Yeah,
again.
Fargus
yeah.
has gotten his ass whooped again.
Yeah, he's not.
probably
He's
just
looking
getting
pretty.
used to
He was
nearly
already
dying.
looking bruised and battered, and now he's kind of looking worse.
That's right.
Can I go over to Fargus and heal you? Clean out your
And
wounds.
you have the spell slot.
Oh, do I? I don't know.
No, she's got
got
Balm of the Summer Court. She doesn't need to.
Oh, is that a cantrip?
No, it's a class feature. It's a subclass
Special
feature.
thing, yeah.
Oh.
5+ and then 1 temporary. So basically, add yourself a 5 HP there, Fargus.
Fair enough.
How
I
often
will
can she-
always
how
king
often
shame
can she use
Fargus.
that?
I just met you. Sorry, continue.
And this is crazy.
But here's a whip. I'm gonna call you Piggy. Anyway, she has 3 uses of it, essentially. So she can use a number of the dice equal to half her druid level. Currently it's 3. Next level she'll be able to use 2 and 1 at once for a bonus action. The amount of d6s she has is equal to her druid level.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
What he
You
said.
said that these that they were clad in metals and like carried weapons, right?
Yeah, so the skeletons had like the metal that they have is like very rusted. It's old. It's fairly worn. Like
Nothing. Nothing a wire brush and a couple castings of mending wouldn't fix.
Yeah, if you give it some, definitely some tending, and especially with magical energies to
right.
help kind of fix it, you'd be able to kind of work with it. But yeah, it's if somebody were to like use it in its current state, it's almost worthless.
What is this?
Blades themselves are pretty dull. Yeah.
Right. So I've got a new something in the works, but I need metal for it, and I don't think we're going to get any to buy soon. So if you wouldn't mind helping me round up all of this, and we'll get to work to cleaning it the next time we set up camp. Aye? He'll just kind of get to work taking the armors off and stripping the metals from its shields if they have them, and
You're just tearing them for copper wiring, basically.
pretty much.
Okay, cool. I stand there and just kind of look disgusted. I wouldn't even touch any of those bodies, but I don't interrupt your work.
I was gonna say, he's got heavy workers' gloves that are already like stained with alchemical things, so like he doesn't care.
Fair enough.
He will
Legion goes
actually-
over and helps.
Unroll the cuffs all the way so they come up to about like they're like surgical gloves that come up to like bicep.
Layden comes over and helps. She doesn't have any gloves. You just see again the 1,000-yard stare. She just like almost mechanically helps get the metal off of the bodies.
and as he's going, he explains things like how oxidation happens, what rust is, just mostly talking to himself. It's just kind of it's at this point you've kind of gathered it's probably a comfort thing. But as he's kind of finishing the first one.
Man, that 1,000-yard stare
Exactly.
really took it
As
away.
he's like getting everything off the first body, he'll look over to Ruiz and just be like, that was more than I was expecting from those arms. When you said magic, I was expecting more along the lines of what Gideon does, but that was well, you're scrappy and I like that.
Peculiar.
No, I appreciate it. And you're not too bad yourself.
you're headed
there.
out, Elf?
Definitely.
It was certainly odd. I've not seen anything like that in the upper realms.
Yeah, well,
I'm not
you see
Nice.
something every day.
at the
Take care,
front
thanks
of a
for coming
fight,
by.
but I gotta learn sometime. So
Yeah, you're scrappier than you give yourself credit for. Don't worry. I'd ask for your help in a Donnybrook any day.
I'm not certain what that is, but I'll take it as a
A
compliment.
tilly? A scrap?
Scrap, I know.
Okay.
I've got some big boots to fill, but hopefully, and he'll just kind of pat the pile of metal. When this is done, I won't be so, weak in the knees. It's
You just gotta start doing some squats there, bud.
it was more of an expression. It's the knees don't
okay.
kind of pat his knees.
Oh, sorry, your
No,
smart speak is lost upon me.
Oh no, sorry. I used to be a wizard scribe. I'm used to having things explained to me and explaining my reason for things. So I do apologize if I kind of.
No, dude, I'm buddy. I'm just fucking with you.
As they're doing this, I use thaumaturgy to make a loud noise behind our new friend to distract him.
I jump back and I'm like, what the fuck?
Anyways, let's get ready to go. It's
Hey.
probably-
I notice that he's not unfazed by this, and I only get more suspicious of him. I'm like, all right there, bud.
yeah, the
ready to go.
DM is off screen.
Don't pay
Yeah,
him no mind.
he doesn't have a camera, so he's in the chat though.
I'm like, I won't pay him any mind, and I read. Can I have you make a dex saving throw against my key save DC as I try to wedge you with my astral arms?
Ooh.
A dex saving throw?
Yeah, can you need to beat a 13.
I see.
Fucking wedgie.
Oh,
Yeah, I wedge you. It's very fast. I just pull it up really hard, and then the arms disappear.
That's really fucking rude.
I don't know. You're the one who's making
Love this.
gunshot noises behind me. Like,
I was just trying to end the conversation so we could go.
hey man.
I still got another.
I
I'd
will never
suggest
be
you
one up.
refrain.
I am the one upper. I do not get one upped.
Okay.
Guys,
Thanks.
I gotta go.
Okay.
all right.
What a great way to leave
Not
off
to
this
break
thing.
the.
Yeah, this is
And
this
with
is fifth
that-
edition. Are you a fan of fifth
See,
edition?
to be continued.
That's my master.
Stay along next week.
That's my
Camera just
master
pans
technique.
upward
Do you
as the
play
door
do you
starts to
play
fade
D&D a
into the
bit, Ren?
distance.
That's how I'm going to defeat Strahd
Ren
with an astral
Themos,
wedgie.
Ren Themos.
Astral wedgie of the North Star.
Ren Themos.
I'm here for it.
Astral
Right.
wedgie. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I know
Unless
I
you
said
use the
this.
wedgie to kill someone.
What?
Played
What's up?
Fifth like 3 times, but I'll mess up some Pathfinder. I haven't played Pathfinder.
Oh, I
This
can't
is
give
like
you one right now.
this is like my first time.
Oh, cool.
I don't know what happened.
I was talking to
either.
chat.
But I just said, I know the first
this is
week
my first
I
time
said
ever
that
playing
I need
D&D.
to get a desk chair. I still need one. My back is fucking killing me. Look at this fucking thing. Look at this thing. Look what I'm sitting on.
no.
Yikes.
Oh no! At least put a
man.
pillow behind you for lumbar support.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
that's gonna be so painful.
It's awful. It's so
Uh,
Yeah, I've never
painful.
played
So,
Pathfinder.
I'm doing it, but
Are
I
you
don't
headed
want
out,
like
Mitch?
a big gamer chair because I like
Night, buddy.
the kind of
I got
The
this
style
I got
that
this
I
at
have.
Staples for like $80.
So like,
Yeah.
what's Pathfinder?
no. I
like?
found this
I'm
one.
not familiar with
I'll-
it. Like,
let
I'm
me know
so
what you guys
I'm gonna
think.
end the
about
stream.
RPGs.
Have a good night, guys. I'm still gonna talk to you guys. I'm just ending my
Oh,
stream.
okay. You're saying
Okay, I was like, oh, okay, bye.
Oh, you're not getting rid of me that easy.
Babysitting, that's fun.
So, wait, this is it. No, wish, gift ideas. So this chair is like a compromise, right?
Oh, that's
Because
nice.
it's like
Nice.
it's like a desk chair, but it's like got the brown fake leather, so it looks like a little bit less like aggressive than a gaming chair. Like I don't need to look like I'm in a
It's
race
not
car.
the racer chair. I love the racer chairs. They're so corny.
Oh, that's what I got.
I
Yeah.
got it.
Chat said get an office chair.
My bed is
that's
a
Like
basic-
I have a
that's
nice
basically
like
what you're
earthy
getting.
vibe in my room, and I'm trying to keep that.
Hit me up about Micro
So
Center. Cool.
I think like
Yeah, I'm planning trips
a
to Micro
black
Center with like a
racing
bunch of
chair
different
with like
people.
red
I love Micro
lines.
Center.
No,
would
no,
not
you should
really
get
go with
the diva one. The
You
like
miss
bright
Micro
pink
Center?
and
Do you not live
green and
nearby
white.
Micro Center these
Honestly,
days?
if I was
Oof,
like
it's a shame. I love Micro
I-
Center, even though the
duality
mics they have there
man,
are shit.
in another life,
I bought
I
this
would
was
have,
like
like,
the
an
last one they
all-pink
had. They're like
gaming
sold
room.
out of everything.
like the classic pink gamer girl gamer.
Well,
stuff.
you're gonna
But I
get
actually
you're
don't
gonna get
game
this mic
enough
from me.
to justify it. To be honest, yesterday I played Assassin's Creed just with my laptop in my lap in bed.
You love it there, but
Which
sounds
one?
like you
My
moved
gaming
away. Oh, did you
Odyssey?
live around like
I've not played
around
Odyssey.
like
So-
Philly or
So
Cincinnati
I got
or
it
something
because
like
I
that?
wanted like
Micro
I
Center's
honestly
so
was
great,
like
but
missing
They've been so sold out of shit lately.
like this is gonna sound weird, but I was missing like Fable and those sort of games where I could marry and like have
DC area?
romance options. So I was
No,
like, okay,
Gotcha.
well,
I
what
get you.
games could I have romance options? And this apparently was really good. I made the mistake though of getting it before I like looked up that you really can't have like long-term relationships with any of the romance options. They're just like
Yeah.
one night stands, and they're all like
DC.
there's only like
That's a
3
shame.
guys,
The
and they're all
swamp.
one night
You live in a
stands, and the only ones you can have like love, but they're all women. Which
I imagine like
I mean,
DC
not a
is hella
problem for me,
expensive.
but seems a little bit like
No, I get you.
cute.
And it's funny
Uh,
you bring that up because that's actually the image that comes to
Oh, now
mind.
you're a
Anytime I think of Farms
Floridia?
gloves is
A
like the fucking
Floridia,
starter
man.
gloves from Fable
Do
1.
they really not
ones
have
that make your
any
hands
micro
look
centers
way
in
bigger
Florida, or
when
do they
move.
just have one that's like super
Yeah.
far away? But yeah, I love
Oh, I miss
love
Fable
Micro
so
Center
much.
so
That
much.
was like my favorite.
There's a new one
It's
coming
so
out, and I'm
Wait,
Is it really?
what?
yeah.
There's a
have you
new
not-
Fable?
Oh my god.
Have you? Oh, hold up.
I
yeah,
haven't
there-
heard. No, I haven't heard about the new one.
Hold on, give me a
I
second.
didn't know
That
this.
sucks.
Oh my god, I'm
it's
so excited.
Not much has been leaked, and we've gotten a
Oh.
teaser trailer, and that's about it.
Oh my god. This is like 16-year-old me this is the best day of her life. Also just me.
Yeah.
I know a lot of
I
people.
can't believe there's
like,
only 25
disliked
Micro Centers
Fable 2,
nationwide.
and then people fucking despised Fable 3. But like,
Fable
I
was
liked
fine.
all of them. I liked all of them a lot.
It's weird that Ohio
liked all
has
of
like
them.
3.
I can
New York,
see why
that makes
people
sense. It
didn't
has a
like
few.
Fable 3 because
Michigan
it was
has
so different
one
from
that's
the
weird.
world that
It
was in
was.
Fable 1 and 2.
Yeah, there's
So I
nothing
can see why people would
anywhere
be,
near
like,
you.
it
I think
almost
like the closest
reminds me
one
more
would
of
be like
Dishonored
Virginia.
than
No, the closest
Fable
one for you
1
would
and
be
2.
Georgia, Duluth,
Yeah.
or Marietta, Georgia.
That like kind of
That's a pretty long
steampunk-
drive.
Am I thinking
Yeah.
of the right game? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like
uh,
steampunky. Like one of the things was you like saved the children from the factory.
Yeah.
Best they got is
But
Best
I still
Buy.
liked it.
Oof.
And I like Dishonored. And I
It's
like
tough, man. It's tough.
It's also, even though it's called Fable 4, it's supposedly a reboot.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting.
okay with that.
Yeah.
And I also liked all the Dragon's Age games.
Dragon Age. Yeah, Dragon Age is good.
Similar thing. And similar, like, I find it interesting they've been like, when I was reading these articles about like romance options, they were like, it's so progressive, like you can marry anyone. And I was like, well, Dragon's
Anyone?
Age came out like a decade ago, and
Right?
like almost a decade ago, and you could, like, you had
Oh, yeah,
bisexual
Okay, so the
options,
DC one
and,
was the
you
one
know,
in
like-
Virginia.
and actually there was
That's
one
the
guy who only dated other men.
hmm
So I was like, they were ahead of their time. This is
Yeah.
like
Yo, we've got the cat.
new.
Anyone want to redeem
Anyway.
some channel points? So
Anyway,
I
I'm
can
gonna
grab
actually
Jade?
go to bed now.
Yep, there's the trailer, by the way, in the
Come on,
D&D.
redeem.
I'm gonna-
Somebody redeem channel points. For
Oh,
grab
thank
Jade.
you. I'm gonna watch that.
Oh, dope.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Bye bye. Have a beautiful time.
Arrivederci. Yep. Is
Oh.
Horse ready?
I've been waiting. Yeah, I'm here.
Horse.
He's doing that thing where he talks, but we can't hear him.
I'm talking to you. Can you not hear me?
I don't like it.
Let's start talking shit about Horse until he unmutes himself.
I'm talking into the camera. Can you not hear me?
No,
No.
we couldn't hear you.
Now we
before.
can.
Wow.
I was gonna start up bringing up shit from your childhood.
Oh,
You're
you can keep going. Like, I'd be happy to listen.
Gary! I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.